Hey, screeners, how you doing? It's me, the one AJ, Anthony Jordan.
Double V in the house. Me too, as always. Nico Lurot, the Viceroy. Very similar to this here. Shout out to all of my Nicoholics. How are we doing, film family?
Indeed. How is everyone doing? It's. Do you know what? It feels like a blink and you missed it week. If I'm honest, it just feels like literally we're here again. Like, not in a bad way, guys. Don't get me wrong. I hope to see you guys, but it's like, wow.
This again.
Yeah. Oh shit, bud. Yeah. No, it's not that. It's not that. But it was just like, wow, we're here. Okay, cool.
This week went so quickly. You're quite right. It's a joke. I mean, my side, the house we put an offer in on, we've had to withdraw our offer because our mortgage broker made a mistake with Anya's salary. And I'm kind of thinking, you had one fucking job. One job. Why are we paying you?
Give me 1 sec, bro. Keep talking. I'm listening. I'm just going to mute myself very briefly.
So we've had to fucking start looking for houses again. We've had to find school for Leia in London, just in case we don't get to move out this year. Just in case we don't get to move out this year and it becomes a next year thing. Bro, it's just been a head fuck. Meanwhile, I've got to somehow compete. This is going to make you laugh. You'll appreciate this as a video guy. I've got to somehow balance, because you know the Global Underwater Explorers who I work for, you know, I also do their YouTube channel, and I also now manage their streaming service. So I'm away. Oh, I should probably let the screeners know about this. I am away in September from like the 18th to the 26th. Okay. That's going to be a no-go because I'm going to be in the middle of the Red Sea, like filming underwater. So there's no chance we can do a pod then. Then we move on to October. Now, here's where there's going to be a funny old thing. From the 10th to the 30th of October, bye! Homeboy is in Florida. Now, it actually doesn't make that much of a difference for you, but it's trying to figure out how the fuck do I fit a podcast into the middle of a day? Because I can't be going for 3 weeks. Like, that's bad. We can't do that to the screeners. So while planning for all of this, these 2 trips that are simultaneous, I'm going to film in Florida in the caves as well. So while simultaneously planning for these 2 trips, I've also got to do all of the usual editing I do, plus the editing for while I would be away for both YouTube and for the streaming service, GUETV. Subscribe now if you're interested in underwater content. I've got to prepare for the Community Day live stream, which is a 12-hour live stream, which you've seen. We do it every year. Last year got 77,000 viewers. So I've got to prepare an entire team for that. And I've been handpicked to pick what they call the next gen scholar, who's like the new person who they're going to endorse financially for like a year. And then I've got some Greek cunt trying to tell me that why haven't you done your shot list for Egypt? It's like, It's a madness.
You know, to any of the younger listeners, when they say don't grow up, it's a trick, they mean it. They mean it.
Real. It's real.
Yeah, problems. I don't even know how to word it, apart from sympathy, man, because it's just these ongoing battles that you have to go through, and you're like, here we are. Let's try and make it happen. Yeah.
And while editing, that doesn't obviously count for files being missing, files not being encoded, not being named, again, by the Greek cunt. I'm not going to name drop him. If you're watching, you're a cunt.
But please book me again.
No, fuck him. Not being encoded properly, so I'm actually spending time looking for the files that I need. And then, of course, Premiere Pro or whatever software you choose decides to have a hissy fit day and go, no, my friend, you ain't editing today. So it's like, oh, good. Meanwhile, wife in the background talking about new houses, baby screaming, and it's like, I'm ready to put a bullet in either my head or someone else's.
Do you know, recently I was talking to, funny enough, just today, I had one of my regular clients come onto the boat to book some events. And I was like, yeah, right, how's it going? Everything's good and what have you. And basically they wanted to book their events for next year, 2023. Now, really, that should have taken me 5 minutes. Why? Because what I should have really done is put in his details, put the event, and it says repeat an event, 1st of every month. Didn't want to do this though. And when you said this thing about Premiere Pro, what came into my head was what I said to him. I was like, Aid, on a normal day, this would take me 5 minutes. But here I am having to put it in each day and input your details repeatedly for 12 months. And I said, that's because internet and technology remains undefeated. No matter what you do, when it doesn't want to work, it won't. We just have to accept this.
Oh, it's real.
That's life. That's life.
It literally is. It's bullshit, is what it is. It's complete bullshit.
I'm not even going to argue it. It is what it is.
Oh, and of course, we're trying to fucking, watch movies that we haven't seen before.
Oh, so yeah, I got 2 in. Well, 3 in this week. Not all necessarily in line with this. What was weird about this list is when you first said it, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to bury myself. And it was weird in the way I'd done it. I'm like, well, what film was this? First of all, it started with directors. It was like your go-to directors. Then it became I wonder this film. I wonder who that director was. And then it's that. And then what happens is, guys, you start to realize you're going to your go-to because it's like, oh my God, one of my favorites. It's fun. And then you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm trying to be as diverse as possible, but also realizing that I had this huge list that needs to be cracked down and maybe took your foot off the gas a bit. And then you're like, we're going to cram these in because you know what? Let's make the Rushmore different. Let's not have my freaking number one at number one. But then you think, but when you look at the importance it has in pop culture, and I've got.
So I know what you're thinking. I've left it off.
Good. Thank you. You're a better man than I am. And
it was hard.
I looked at it. I twist. I turned. I'm like, there was a part of me that says, do I just take older images? Not older images. Do I just take images? And it's not like my necessary top 10, but it's a different top 10. I kind of caved in. I was like, yeah. It needs to be recognized for what it is, especially because anyway, we won't go there. We know what it is.
It's bait what you're talking about, by the way.
There are two, and they're both as bait as each other. And I hesitated on both.
Spielberg?
Huh?
Spielberg?
One is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, actually. No. Is Spielberg in here? No, he's not actually. But I think that was another one where I was like very close. No, Spielberg. Yeah, sorry, no, Spielberg is in there. Spielberg's there, and
I was gonna say the way the way you're describing it, I'm like, it has to be the movie I'm thinking of.
Yeah, and I'm like, then I thought, of course, that's the director for that one. But then there's the other one, which I don't know if you admitted that too. And I hesitated, and I'm like, there's a bit of a cave. I caved in on my bottom 2. I'm not gonna lie, just because
top 2, you mean?
Yeah, top 2.
Yeah.
I say bottom because I ran down, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, we're still happy to be here.
We are still happy to be here. Who's in the house? Francis Lalonde's in the house, dropping the defiant ones. Hi all. Hope the heat, flooding and tornadoes haven't hit any of you. The heat's gone. The heat left today.
Oh, no. So the heat has gone, but it hasn't. I don't know about you.
It's not bad like it was the last few days.
My fan is on right now because it's just like a heat trap. It's weird. You step outside, it's perfect. It's the perfect weather you're looking for, despite the rain.
Windows open each side of the apartment. Let the breeze. Bro, when it rained last night, I was so happy. Windows came open. You know that kind of that grassy smell you get when the rain is so fresh and it's just washed away all the heat. That kind of morning dew, fresh cut grass smell. I had that last night and I was like, oh my God, the UK can breathe again. Because we are not built in this country to handle this sort of heat.
I was a bit upset with the rain yesterday.
Why?
So here's the story. Let's go for it. An unexpected story that I didn't want to share with the screeners, but here we are. I'm sharing it because you know what? We're family and family talk.
Go on.
Right? So, got the missus round. She's round mine for once, not me round hers.
Not at the Barbie pad. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Anyway, moving on. So that's happened, and she fancies froyo, and I'm like, I don't know where to get this round here.
Frozen yogurt, yeah?
Yeah.
I've never been to a froyo.
Huh?
Never been to a froyo. If you're gonna do a frozen treat, just do ice cream.
So, bro, I'm kind of inclined to agree,
Give me
But
that
it's
Häagen-Dazs, brother. Give me that Häagen-Dazs. Give me that Häagen-Dazs
I get
all
you.
day long.
I get you. So here's
Although
the
I'm
funny
going on
thing.
a boat in a month, so man's gymming and fucking watching what he eats. So there's no ice
So
cream for
frozen
me.
yogurt is more healthier than ice
I wouldn't
cream,
do
just
it.
for that.
Yeah, I
anyway.
know, but I wouldn't do it.
So here we go. So I'm like, just around the corner from our old school. I'm at the bus stop there, and I was like, cheekily, fancy a snog, because that's the place that sells frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
So I go around the corner. It's gone. So that was that. So I knew this
Where
one had
snog's
now
gone?
It's gone. So I'm
Okay.
like, right, we're gonna find something now. We're gonna find something to eat. Like, we're gonna do this. But she fancied a dessert before I had planned to cook for her. Right? So, long story short, tried to find it online. I'm like, I don't fancy frozen yogurt, and I'm not paying Deliveroo £10. And there's the one time I'm pissed off that a company is offering
The fuck?
£10 minimum delivery fee, isn't it, to get it delivered to your house? So I'm like, I'm not doing that. And what made it worse? They're on discount day. Like, this is the one time I see a company giving me a discount, and I'm like, fuck you, I want to pay full price because I really don't want to do this right now. So I'm like, oh, let's
get two for the price of one.
Right. So, like, all of this is going on, and I'm like, right, we could go to Westfield. Westfield's a bit far. I'm like, on delivery. Oh, there's another snug, Gloucester Road. Sorry to everyone who's not familiar with London or
Southwest London.
Southwest London, but here we go. Gloucester Road is literally a few bus stops away from where I live. So I Google it, jump on the bus, bring it there, and I'm like, where the fuck is this? I've now seen the image. I go around the corner. What sign do I see on this snog store? Huh?
Gone out of business, shut,
Nope,
closed.
This store is for deliveries only. If you would like to order, please do it through Deliveroo or Uber Eats. I was like, you fucking pricks. You fucking pricks out there.
No, when you are beaten.
Right. But here's the thing. So I'm there. Now she's like, babe, you know what? After the journey, it's a bit late. Let's just grab something to eat outside. And I'm not in the mood. But I'm like, you know what? We'll do it. Take her to the Nando's just down the bottom of the road. Stand there. They're short-staffed. Oh, this is going to take 5 to 10 minutes. Felt like about 15. I'm like, fuck it. Follow me. Go back on the tube in Gloucester Road. Go to Earl's Court, because I know there's another one there. I'm like, we'll get quicker service there. The tube took a bit longer than expected. As I step out of Earl's Court Station, what do I see? The rain. And I'm like, fuck you. Not now. Like, I just wanted to be home. I wanted to treat her to a home-cooked meal.
And a snog.
To frozen yogurt, tried to take her to fucking Nando's, and everything I'm doing is fucking me. I was like, fuck you, Rain. Run over.
Are you good?
I'm good. But
Okay,
that's why
good.
I didn't love the rain. It was...
Quick question. How is your microphone? Because you sound very, very digitally and boxy at the moment. Are you connected to
I am
our streaming
connected to the mic.
services?
I actually checked that as well. I'm hoping... One sec. Is this better?
Sound check 1, 2.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Sounds better. But I need you to be ranting more. That was... you were boxy when you were ranting.
I'm not going to rerun. But yeah.
Much better. It does sound better.
So I apologize. It was on the same side as the fan, and I think it might have been...
Yeah, there you go. Will Johnson's in the house. Magnolia by Paul Thomas Anderson. Great shout. Francis Lond also batting for Time Bandit. And asking us, did you check out the red shoes? Not yet, Francis.
So sadly not.
Week from hell.
Sadly not.
Billy Mount's in the house. Hello, AJ and Nico. Hello, Mr. Billy. Followed you back on Twitter today, Billy. Shout out to you, my friend. Gavin Mann is here. Oh, AJ, it is time to make an announcement in honor of Gavin Mann.
Mm-hmm.
I got a message from Gavin on Twitter the other day. It was a good message. He sends me a few messages, so let me find it. Here we go.
You found it?
Got it.
Okay.
So I did this thing where I've completed the Rushmore, and it's moved on to the first live show I tuned into. Family-friendly horrors. Never realized I started the same time as Francis Lalonde. I would just like to say, Gavin Mann has platinumed the movie Mount Rushmore. I am dubbing, with your permission, of course, because it's a co-show, I am dubbing Gavin Mann the first super fan of the movie Mount Rushmore.
So that's that. But I think today should be Gavin Mann Appreciation Day as well.
Should we be called the GAS? The Gavin Appreciation Society.
We could do. And like, Gavin, thank you. Thank you very much. Because in a weird world, you've done something I don't think I've even been able to do. Like, how is that possible? There are days I've been sick. Like, it's not impossible. I've tuned in. I've not watched it entirely. I'll be real. I've faded the shit internet. So, like, wow.
Platinum trophy.
Yeah.
Platinum trophy for Gavin Man. Super fan number 1 right here, Gavin Man. You are the first super fan of the movie Mount Rushmore.
We shall call him 001.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Billy Mount asks Leia. Okay, 2 things. First off, the spelling for me on the Leia I'm referring to is L-E-A. And yes, my daughter's name is Leia. And yes, I put the L-E-A so I could get away after calling her after Princess Leia. Absolutely. Why do you think
she knows? Why are you whispering? She knows.
You know what her middle name is? Hope. Man's got game. Just saying.
More game than the year.
Mixed Memorabilia says, hi, Nico and AJ, and all the film familia. Hola, Mixed Memorabilia. And Billy Mount says, Nico, have you heard we've lost Anne Hesh this year? Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I was semi-thinking at some point we need to actually do like an Anne Hesh top 10. No disrespect to the recently departed. There's not a lot to choose from with Anne Hesh. She's got some bangers. My personal favorite of hers, which for some reason doesn't score well on IMDb, which is just another example of why you should not listen to the public vote when it comes to movie criticism. 6 Days and 7 Nights. I love that film.
Bro, there are films that you will love and people hate. Like, Crash. It's one of those. It's just, you got to live with it.
Yeah, people are wrong about that one. You're correct.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I've just learned nowadays to appreciate a film for what it is. There are some films that are like highly rated, and you're like, this, okay. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Keep that line of thought when we get to my worst.
Fair enough.
Fits the bill perfectly. Riri Thomas is also here. Hello, Riri. Good evening, guys. Love how difficult this one was for me. A bit of a challenge. It was. This one required some research.
Yeah.
Because you had to figure out, okay, so he's done a movie before, but did it get a cinematic release? Was it wide release in cinemas, or was it like a direct-to-TV movie? Some research was necessary.
Do you know, it was weird because I had to work on the fact of it was released. I don't know how wide a release it was, but it was in cinemas. That's the way I've worked with it. So some shit might be like my number 10, for instance. I don't know how that falls in with this whole debate. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It was released in a cinema.
Francis Lalonde says, any Halloween-themed episode to celebrate Nico's return from Florida? So actually, planning ahead here, obviously, but we are running out of Halloween ideas.
Did we not have one? Was there not one of the things that we mentioned recently? Then we said, that will work for Halloween. Yeah, I know I didn't write it down.
Well, then I definitely don't have it on the tip of my tongue, mate. The one that I'm spitballing is maybe horror comedies.
Yeah, could do.
I mean, I'm open to suggestions. Like, we've done vampire, we've done werewolf, we've done gore, we've done
zombies.
Done zombies. That was a good episode.
Bruh. We're excited for some than others.
I discovered Pontypool because of that episode. Was good. Gavin Mann says, I don't see any logistical problem of doing a podcast while in the Red Sea. Ha!
Well played. Well played, 001.
Gavin Mann says, if you have 2 weeks off, gives AJ more time to watch films. How was Beyond the Infinite 2 minutes, by the way?
Booyah! I watched it, and I didn't do it on AJ Vision. I actually done it on
BBC?
On Channel 4. And I even had a chance to pop it over to John. I was telling John about it. Did you have a chance to watch it, bro, by any chance? Absolute madness, and I loved it for it. Absolute madness. Now, it's one of those, I didn't know what to expect, because I'm like, I'll share the concept. It's about a man who owns a cafe just slightly above the cafe is his apartment. Goes into his apartment, and he gets on his computer screen, he sees a message from himself 2 minutes ahead in the future. And what I love about bro, it's trippy as fuck, but it's amazing. And without going into details of spoiling anything and why it becomes why it's called the Infinite 2 minutes, it's the way what I really appreciate about this film.
Dormammu, I've come to make a deal. I'm smelling that.
No, it's that, but it's not, because here's the thing. Imagine you're following it from the perspective of the guy looking in the screen. Yeah? And he's receiving a message from the screen. Because the message then says, now go here and do this. You're seeing that same footage from the flip. You're now seeing the guy into the screen talking to his past self. And the way they rotated it, I thought it was a thing of freaking beauty. Honestly, it was a thing of beauty. As with all time travel films, you are going to get to a point where you're like, but does that make sense? Or no, you've lost.
You must suspend disbelief but not question it.
Yeah, but again, a lot of it relies on you to start putting that thinking cap on, and then you go, you know what, I accept it. But it was really good. And all I'm gonna say without spoiling anything for anyone who hasn't seen it, where's the ketchup? Oh my days, when they done that, I thought it was amazing. Like, yeah.
Okay, no context. I'll just take your word for it.
I'm not gonna spoil shit. I'm not gonna spoil shit. But I thought it was fucking gold.
It does sound good. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Mixed Memorability says, guys, I watch Prey. I'm trying to fucking convince Anya to watch Prey. She will not watch it, which I don't get because she loves Predator. It's just she's not in the mood at the moment. Good film, but for me, the original Predator is still the best by far, and I'm putting Prey at number 3 in the franchise behind Predators and the original Predator at number 1. I'm glad you say that, Mixed Memorabilia, because I love Predators. I love that film. So I have a feeling if we've got the same sort of ranking for the franchise, it's probably going to be the same.
Nice. Can I also say,
please?
I finished Good Will Hunting. Also appreciate that. Yeah, like so maybe I didn't get like the amazing third film from a director and I got a load of go-tos, but I thought that was tops, man. That was nice.
Good, satisfying ending, right?
Yeah.
I gotta go see About a Girl. Son of a bitch stole my line. Such a fucking wonderful ending. How good is Robin in that film, man?
You know, Robin Williams is good. Now, the one thing that kind of cheesed me off in the film, and I don't know why, it was the accent from Matt Damon. I was like, you're bugging me with it. But apart from that, I looked past it.
Boston.
Yeah, it was like, it's not you, dude. But apart from that, I thought the film was
Ben Affleck in his shark eyes, man. There's literally play a game when you watch Good Will Hunting, because no film has Ben Affleck got shark eyes. Even Batman versus Superman, never are his shark eyes more bad than in Good Will Hunting. If you play like the Post-it note game, put a Post-it note over this part of Ben Affleck's face, and just see his eyes. There's nothing there. Like, do you have life behind your eyes, Shark Boy? Fuck me.
Fair enough.
The guy's dead behind the eyes, brother. He's got nothing going on, which is weird because he's a very smart man. But what acting, there's nothing here. Zit. There's nothing. Billy Mount says, Nico, have you been to a convention in America? No, but I'd love to. Going to WrestleMania next April kind of counts. Kind of. Bit of a reach. What have we got? Billy Mount says, I love the rain. Francis Long says, Nico, you mean it rains in the UK? Shut up. Tubby says, it felt like chubby rain. Yes. Word 789 is here. Sup, bruh. Pedro Sanctos is here. Opa. The family's in the house, man. Word 789. £10 for frozen yogurt. Bruh.
Exactly. No, it's not going to happen. It didn't happen. Just a really pissed off man who got wet.
And Francis Long says, hashtag I'm with online Froget. Very good.
I should have done it.
Word 789 says, so even if you stand out there and bring it out to you, you still don't need to pay delivery costs.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't do it. So where am I going to ask the fucker to deliver to? Outside the door. Like, go fuck yourself. You're right, mate. I've been waiting for you for 10 minutes here.
Right. There's a lot of interaction going on. Horror idea for Halloween. Top 10 horrors of the Top 10 horrors of the 2000s. That's a good idea.
Interesting.
I'm going to make a note of that. That is a fucking good idea. Thank you for that, Riri. Because real talk, when you eliminate the classics, It's hard to find good horror. The thing about the modern day, when the horror is good, it's really good, but it's hard to find good modern horror.
Oh yeah.
Martyrs.
Yes.
100%.
No, for some reason I thought it was like 99, but yeah, no, it's 2000.
Hang on. Martyrs has to be 21st century, doesn't it? Can you fact check that? Because they've got a number one then. Ain't nothing more fucked up than that film. I actually may rewatch it if it is 2000s just to actually
2008.
Yeah. Jeez, okay, cool. So that's number one instantly. And if you haven't seen Martyrs, Jesus fucking Christ, don't watch.
Actually, on Amazon, under premium subscription. What does that mean?
Fine. No, it means you got to pay.
No, go fuck yourself. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Dude, I'll rewatch it and I'll try and get through the whole thing this time. It was, bro, when they went down in the basement, I was like, I'm done. I can't. It's too hardcore, that film, for me, man. And you know I'm a horror guy. Speaking of horror, fucking video game tangent. Have you seen the plethora of fucking horror games coming out?
No, because I wouldn't follow it. But yeah, go.
Bruh, these, fucking quoting Word 789 here, these are horror games you must play. Like Dead Space Remake is coming out. The Callisto Protocol from the team that made the original Dead Space comes the Callisto Protocol this November. They've remade Alone in the Dark. The trailer dropped today. I was like, yes, 'tis the fucking year of horror games. I'm so fucking excited. I'm not going to sleep much, but oh my God, so excited. Francis Land is pitching top 10 found footage. Gavin Mann, top 10
Did we not do that?
Carpenter. I think we have done found footage. We must have.
Seems to, yeah.
Billy Mount says, AJ, speaking of which, what did you think of the Uncharted film?
Still to be seen, to be honest. I missed it in the cinema, and yeah, just not gotten around to jumping on it. I do want to see it though. I know it was. I think it was when I heard everyone gave it a bit of a yeah. It was okay. I just left it there, but I do want to see it, and it will be out. I will see it before the year is out because it may make the top 10. Doubt it, but it made it.
We shall see. Nico, will you review Orphan First Kill at some point? Asks Billy Mount. I've not even heard of that, but I mean, it sounds like my sort of film. So fuck yeah. Ali Kamza's also here. Hello, everyone. Fuck me. We got a big film family in the house tonight. Loving this. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I saw a comment about Ben Affleck. Ha! Best Shark Eyes. Original Terminator where Arnold's driving the police car. Oh, Jesus. Ali says, I'm back from a month-long COVID hiatus. Well, welcome back to good health, bro. Glad you're here. Yeah. Gavin Mann says Pontypool in 2000s. Woo! This horror 2000s list is looking good, AJ.
The excitement for you, the horror for me. No pun intended.
The horror. Oh my God, Billy Munch says I want a Dead Space Mass Effect crossover to happen. Jesus Christ, give me that all day. Oh my God. Fuck. I actually just came in my pants at the sound of that. I'm sorry. A Dead Space Mass Effect crossover. Oh, Gotwood.
You're right, now, mate. You back?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Just
clean up on R12.
Oh, dude. Word 789 says Callisto Protocol is on my list. Damn right. Like, AJ, watch the trailer for this motherfucker. Like this. Forget the fact that it's horror. This game looks so well made.
I get it.
Like, you know, I can pick games. Like I said to you, fucking everyone was giving me shit. Oh, you're wanking over Ghost of Tsushima. I'm like, guys, trust me. I know I'm a fucking Kurosawa mark, and I know I like Japan shit. Yeah, just trust me. Play this game. No. Fucking comes premiere, and everyone's like, oh, Nico, you were right. It's a good game. It's like, no shit. Fucking Big Tony here on AEW now. Bruv, I get why you were enjoying that wanking over that game. It's like, yes, it's good. It's really good. Right. I think we're done. Shall we start?
Are we done?
Okay. In the comments, loads of you in the house tonight.
Thank you.
Let's do this.
Yes. So, would you like to tell them what this is all about?
Just before I address this, the only problem with Ghost of Tsushima is that it's an exclusive. You misunderstand my point, Ali. That's exactly why it's fucking brilliant. It's yet another middle finger to Microsoft. Oh, you're a PC gamer. Not good for PC gamers. Hold that fire. It will come to PC at some point. Spider-Man did. Lots of things did. Whole God of fucking War came to PC. Like, you'll get Ghost of Tsushima eventually. Wait for it. Right. Movie time. What is the Movie Mount Rushmore podcast? 30 minutes in. Let's actually talk movies now. Well, it's a top 10 show between two best friends from school. But how does the show actually work? AJ and I each get assigned a topic. We go our separate ways, and we come right back here into recording and deliver to you, the Silver Screen Dudes, our individual top 10s. This week, AJ will go first, delivering his bottom 3. I will then deliver my bottom 3. AJ will deliver his next 2. I will deliver my next 2. Then we will trade one apiece when we get to our top 5. Once we have both rounded off our individual.
But before that, should anyone...
That's 2 weeks in a row now. I fucked up, didn't I? If at any point while we are rounding off our individual top 10 list, one person has a movie in a higher position, the person will say...
Punt.
We will punt and talk about that movie when we get to the higher position. Once we have both rounded off our individual top 10 lists, we will create the Movie Mount Rushmore. These are the 4 quintessential, diverse, must-see movies of the genre.
Top 10 third movie from a director. But guys, what happens after we create the top 10? The challenge goes over to you, the screeners, because we, the Silver Screen Dudes, have to create the 4 diverse must-see movies. But it's on to you guys to create, to vote for, should I say, not even create, because we create the list, but you then have to vote for the best of the best of the best. With honors. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. El Capitan, El Numero Uno, and to quote Highlander, in the end, there can be only one, because you will vote for those 4 films to crown the absolute must-see movie of that category. And how do you vote? Well, you head on over to Movie Mount Rushmore. In fact, it's Movie Empty Rushmore on Twitter. But more importantly, who are we retweeting to make this vote happen? We're talking good old JT of We Love Movie polls for you. So you can head on over to either of those. Because it's a retweet, there's only one vote, and that's how you get to crown a winner. Last week, our topic was... Your audio has gone.
Hello?
Yep.
Last week, our topic was the saddest movie ending.
Yeah, and our contenders were...
The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, The Mist, Boys Don't Cry, and Life is Beautiful. This was tight. 11% separating all 4.
So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's no joints.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be an arsehole just because I've not seen it. I'm going to go with The Mist at number 4.
No, sir.
There we go. The one that hit me the most. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
No, sir.
Life is Beautiful.
No, sir.
Boys Don't Cry.
Hurt me. Boys Don't Cry came in at 4 with 19%.
Damn. Life is Beautiful at number 3.
Yes, Life is Beautiful came in at 3, 24%.
This is
right.
This is tight. They both
just
really,
FYI, only 3% separate these two.
They both sounded really harsh. But I'm going... Oh, no, because the dad fucked up. Boy in the Striped Pajamas at number 2.
Well done. Boy in the Striped Pajamas at number 2, 27%. The Mist came in at number 1 with 30%. Our man JT going to be very happy with that because he threatened to pull the polls on us if we didn't include The Mist.
Fair enough.
There are ways of manipulating the dudes.
And the voting, by the sounds of it, sounds a bit Trumpy. Like, oh, yeah. No, I'm joking, JT. I'm joking.
No. Never happened.
If there's no Mist, there's no poll. Fuck the rain in England. It's just the mist.
Yeah. Oh, la. Very good. What have we got? Oh, thank you, Francis Long Coffee. By the way, yes, guys. If you do like the Silver Screen Dudes, right here, the host of the Movie Mount Rushmore podcast, we do the show for you free of charge every single week, and it will always be free. That will never, ever, ever, ever change. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise a bit of cash to actually make the streams better for you. So essentially, it's you investing in the show almost. Like, there's no expectation, there's no pressure. if you're here just to enjoy, then enjoy. But if you do like the content we bring you, literally for less than the price of your daily Starbucks, and if you don't drink
cheaper than frozen yogurt.
Definitely cheaper than a delivery with Frozone. You can head on over to buymeacoffee.com/movie dudes. And for less than the price of your daily Starbucks or your fucking Tesco meal deal, if you don't drink coffee, for less than your Tesco meal deal or whatever it is, wherever you are, it's not much. It's £2 You can support the show that you tune in weekly to love. That link is in the description below, whether you're watching on video with one of the live squad, watching after as the VOD squad, or one of our pod squad members. It's podcast and video. The link is down below. Movie dudes.
Cool. There we are. Right. In at number 10 for me.
Go.
Let's not waste any more time. Fresh out of New Zealand. Taika Waititi's third film. And I tapped it and it didn't come out. There we go. What We Do in the Shadows.
No shit, is that his third film?
It's his third film. So I was like, do you know what? Yeah, awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
I remember when you first told me about this and I didn't know what to think of this film. Like, I heard you say it and I was like, this sounds quirky as hell. And I remember even when I first watched it, I was like, I'm into it, but I'm not. And then I always remember the part that had me just it wasn't not enjoying it, but I remember the part where I was just folding with laughter. It was when one of the vampires, I can't remember his name, started to perform this weird dance just to try and entertain everyone. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And it was crazy. But like the concept of a documentary crew following these vampires around and their life.
So good.
It was actually, gold. I've actually really come to appreciate it. I know that, you know, you can throw everything at me. I haven't completed the series yet, guys. I'm at season 2. But it's fun.
You're at season 2.
Yeah.
Hurry the fuck up. We're on season 4, bro.
Good for you. You caught it when it started and everything else is going on for you.
But it's not long.
It's not, but yeah, well, do you know what?
It's like 20 minutes and there's only like 10 episodes of this.
Bro,
2 hours of your time.
You know what it is? I'm not gonna lie to you. What probably like killed it is like we'll be like, oh, but you need to check out this, and I'll check that out. Oh, check The Office. All right, I'll check The Office. Oh, yeah, it's quite fun. Oh, check out South Park. Okay. Oh, South Park's expiring. Like all of this shit is all coming at the same time.
South Park's expiring. Sorry, but rewind.
South
What?
Park was expiring on Netflix. I don't know if it has now, to be honest. Because then I ended up on.
I thought you meant that they were finishing it.
No,
I was like,
no,
what
no.
now?
Not
That's news.
Yeah, that was expiring on Netflix, and then I was like, oh, My Name Is Earl. I always wanted to know how that ended. Okay, let's cram that in, and I've done that. So then, it's only now when I've done the film, I was like, oh, fuck, what we do in the shadows? I need to finish that. Yeah, so that's where I'm at.
Just a quick one with Pedro. No Grave of the Fireflies on Saddest Endings Rushmore was basically our top or second pick, Pedro.
It was mine number 1, Nico's number 2.
Yeah, the reason
we had a fear of how much it would be known by the wider film audience, and we just didn't want to see such a great film being massacred. It's really funny actually, because even today I was in a conversation with some guys at work who were like, what is your favorite adult animation film? And I was like, it's a tough watch, but I think Grave is holding it for me right now, you know? And like, yeah, so it's not for lack of love for the film.
No, we adore that film. Although I have to say now that I've got a daughter, mate, I don't think I can ever watch it again. I really don't. But look, we put Grave of the Fireflies on once before, Pedro, and it did not do well online. So, populist vote. And Billy Mount, you wash your mouth out. I wish South Park and even The Simpsons has ended after running so long. No. Simpsons I've tuned out of. South Park is so fucking relevant still. It's crazy.
South Park I've just about tuned in, and it took me a while, and I don't rush to, oh my God, I need to complete South Park. It will take a while for me to do. Simpsons is a weird one where I'm like, I know it's there, but for me, I don't think it got shit. I just don't have the actual time for it. I don't want to say more of the same, but it feels that way to me now. Like the relationship I had with Simpsons was good for its time. You know, I'm not going to say that. Oh, fuck
right.
Shit.
That Channel 4 stuff after school. Yeah.
I mean, it was a Sky One thing. I'm not going to lie. It was a Sky One, but it is where it is. I'm not opposed to the Simpsons.
Then again, I mean, it's Disney Plus now, so it's not exactly hard to find.
Yeah. But there are so many, and I think that's one of the things that in that way, that's kind of what made me tune out. It's not that it's a series that you need to be like, oh, what happened next? But it just felt like, okay, I've missed The Simpsons. I'll catch it another time. And it just became, The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've got to ask you this question. You've triggered me by talking about The Simpsons. It just made me think of old shows. Friends. It's this weird thought that I'm going to share a bit of a TMI moment here, right? So because it's been so hot, I've been pretty much walking around the house stark bollock naked for the last few days. No tank top, nothing. I'm just like, let it breathe. You know what I'm saying? Now, the backside of, not me, the backside of my...
Bollock naked followed by the backside. Where are we going with this one?
Not me. The backside of the building, kind of think like Vertigo, not Vertigo, Rear Window, opens up onto like a courtyard where there's like all the windows kind of semi-facing each other. I keep on using words like semi. This isn't helping, is it?
It got you, right? But,
yeah.
I think I know where you're going with this.
So, no one saw me. I mean, if they did enjoy the show, but like, but... For some reason, Friends came into my mind because, as I said, I got that dad weight from the last 8-9 months, getting in shape again now. But, I just thought, wonder if Monica saw me now, I'd be ugly naked guy. And then that got me thinking, like, if they ever redid Friends, which by the way, they absolutely shouldn't, that show is sacred, don't touch it. What if they role reversed ugly naked guy? And then I stopped to think, gender reversed ugly naked guy. And then I stopped to think, not only are you correct, not a chance, but you couldn't get away with it either way. Hot naked girl, can't do that. Yeah. Ugly naked girl, can't do that.
You're body shaming now, aren't you? Or what's that other one they say?
Objectifying.
Yeah.
But ugly naked guy is okay. That world we live in, booyah.
Yeah, but even that, I don't even know if that. Do you know the new generation, as I'll call it, hate Friends? They think it's one of the most offensive shows.
Of course they do. Of course they fucking do. I don't give a shit. It's great.
Friends is funny because I'll tell you what I was doing since Earl finished. I'm like, I'm gonna catch up on some stuff. And there was a part when I started watching the later end of My Name Is Earl, and we will get back to the films, guys. I was like, I'm seeing where this is going. Like, I could see the rhythm of the show, and I was like, I don't want to do this with Big Bang. So I've done like seasons 1 and 2, and I was like, maybe I'm gonna watch some Friends, like just to mix it up a bit, And that's the weird way that I've just done it. And I was like, I'm laughing, but not as much as I used to. But I was like, still not offensive to the point of hate. But yeah, no, it's gold. I like Friends, and I will not have anything bad said against it.
Nah. Anyway, is what it is. Your number. Yeah. What we do in the shadows, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Your number 9.
Bear with me a second. I just need to do this because I can't remember the name of the director. So this is one that hasn't been brought up a lot, but it's one of those comedies that we've always loved. From Paul Farrelly, his third film that he directed was.
I hope it's not Stuck on You.
No.
Cameron?
Yep.
Hey, go on.
There's Something About Mary.
No, I thought this was their second,
No,
I thought Kingpin came after.
Yeah, so I mean, funny enough, if you look at the poster, it says it from the directors of Dumb and Dumber and Kingpin. So yeah. Something About Mary came first.
One of my all-time favorite comedies. This,
and bro, this is one of the things, and it's one of those that we've brought up, but then I felt like it hasn't had enough justice along the way, and I was like,
it hasn't.
Like, how could I not bring up Something About Mary? Like, let's give it that chance to shine. We're talking about this film about Ben Stiller's character who's just obsessed with the girl next door, Mary. We won't talk about.
No, we were just talking about Friends and how that's aged badly. I think if the new generation watched this, they'd be fucking offended. Because this full-on stalker shit what Ben Affleck does here, not Ben Affleck, Ben Stiller. This is full-on stalker shit what he does by modern standards.
Affleck with the shark eyes, just it's a fucking horror. Yeah,
E flat G minor. There's something about Mary.
But yeah, it's. Why did you say that name? But yeah. It's sorry, I couldn't help it.
Find Mary.
How do you know Mary? Where did you know Mary? This is my Mary now.
to be fair, though, it's more Christian Bale
It
than
is more
Batfleck,
Bale,
but swear to me. I fucking love Bale.
But yeah, we move on. It's this guy who's just been pining over a girl so much so that even years after, he hires a private detective to find her because he just wants to know whatever happened to Mary. And he does, but then the private detective comes out with bad news. Why? Because he's now found out that there's something about Mary, followed by her. Like everyone around Mary is fascinated by Mary, and that's what it is.
I mean, I get it. Have you seen it?
But it's some of the weird jokes that that you're like, where did you guys come up with this madness? Like the hair gel. The zipper. Like, don't get me wrong. Every guy has had. Well, I don't know if every guy's had it, but
no, I've
partial.
Done that. Yeah,
but not to that degree. And when they done it, and it was like,
how'd you get the bean above the bacon?
They're like, what the hell? And it's a really crazy film that and some of the stuff that you hear, you're like, oh, this sounds a bit too gross. I don't know if I'm going to appreciate it. You're just like, you wince and laugh, or you laugh and like, that is disgusting. Like, it is
disgusting.
Yeah. But it brings you on a wild journey. And I loved it for it. So, yeah.
I love that movie from start to finish. Billy Mount saying the only part I thought was funny was the scene where the dog attacks Ben Stiller. That's the scene. Like, it's Dumb and Dumber levels of stupid, the Fairley Brothers. That's what they give you. And yeah, it's the dog. I mean, even that scene where she's talking with like her girlfriends at the golf club, and he's, Matt Dillon's perving in on her, and she said, I don't need a man, I got a vibrator, and he goes, even that makes me laugh, because we've all eavesdropped and fucking let something out and be like, oh fuck,
oh shit, yeah.
And it's moments like that, and there's something about Mary, like when Ben Stiller goes to see Matt Dillon and he sort of gets up and his fly's undone. It's like, we've all been there, not actually got up with our belt undone, but it's like we've all fucking undone the bit of post-Christmas weight,
isn't it?
It's for all it's gross out, it's got human moments.
It's funny, I was talking to James about that today at work, and that was one of our things. We're like, some TV shows just lack human moments. It doesn't give you that moment of, well, I can relate to that. I've not watched the TV show, but he said like Mad Men, everyone is just too Captain Bravado. Everyone's just staring into the wide gaze. Whereas just give me a show that gives me human errors. And I think that's what I loved about, if I'm going to talk another TV series, In-Betweeners. It's like, this is mad shit. It's not too fake. It's just mad shit. And you're like,
oh no. In-Betweeners is as real as it gets. We've all been 15 and come up with next level insults like bumder or bus wanker.
I love bus wanker.
I love bumder. Like, it's the one that people forget. It's a cross between bummer and a bender. I was like, that's fucking brilliant. A bumder.
But do you know what? It's that, and it's even the other ones where it's like friendly banter between your friends. Friend, special friend.
Oh, friend. I mean, I do it to my cousin Mikey all the time. Ooh, Audi. Ooh, Audi, friend.
Absolute gold. Right. This is one of my easy go-tos, but when I saw it was a third, I couldn't help myself. This is it for the comedy elements for me. Sorry, I should have written the directors down.
You should have.
This. Yeah, I should have.
Or you should know them.
All right, I should do, but I don't, so leave me alone. Tom Shadyac. Do you know which film it was?
I know the name Tom Shadyac, but I can't place a movie.
How about this one?
Okay. Another one of my all-time favorite comedies.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I was like, it took me like, should I leave it off? And I was like, you know what? It may have been deleted at one point, like, do not mention it again. And I'm like, it's had a rest. It's not worth. It's not bad to bring it back at this moment because it's not an easy go-to like it was before. And to find out it was a third film in it, if there was a film kind of like Something About Mary that had me laughing where your cheeks actually hurt, it is this story of a lawyer whose son makes a wish and he has to tell the truth for one day and the trouble it leads to. I think it's absolutely gold.
I think Amber Heard should employ him. Have you seen that she's suing him?
Oh, because that went so well the first time round.
She's suing him for winning or some madness like that. I'm like, honey, are we really doing season 2 of this? Like, oh, I mean, I'm along for the ride because that was some good online entertainment. But Amber, why'd you poo in his bed? What the fuck?
Sorry, I know we're going to see him next month. It's only around the corner. But Chris Rock was talking about that as well. Like, he was like, we all have crazy bitches, but she's shit in his bed.
Do you think when we see Chris Rock next month, he's going to talk about the slap?
Oh, cool. Bro, it's him and Chappelle. It's literally the two men who have been attacked on stage. They know exactly what they're doing. And partially that's one of the reasons why I'm paying it. I'm like, you know what? Now they're going to go deep. I'm seeing this shit exclusive. I ain't waiting for Netflix. I'm seeing this shit exclusive.
Let's be real. We're a lot more excited for Chris than we are for Dave.
100%. 100%. It's one of those things. There's this split of people. I think you've got your Richard Pryor fans, you've got your Eddie Murphy fans, then it's split. It's split. It was the Chris Rock fans or the Dave Chappelle fans. And I know
all day long. Rock all day long.
However, I know a lot of my people around that age group and what have you that I would talk to, they say Chappelle. And I'm like, why?
I know a lot of people. Do you know what I find? Do you know the way that people argue that essentially stand-up comedians are just the equivalent of like modern day? Oh, what was his fucking face? They're basically modern day Socrates. You know, they're people who go around and provocatively spout logic, just like Socrates did back in the day. Fat motherfucker would go around questioning everyone, but he'd always be right about it.
Yeah,
right. I call him fat motherfucker because I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Sue me. But the modern like comedians, all the way back to Richard Pryor, they are like that. They are kind of like the modern Socrates of the world. You know, they push the boundaries, they pull the trigger, but they're never spouting anything where you're like, you're wrong. It's like, nah, you're spot on. Yeah, they are like kind of philosophers. Where I think Chappelle differs from all of them, not in the sense that he's not philosophical with what he says, because it is. Like, the stuff he says is on point. His delivery is too serious.
It could be.
Like when he says, like, let's talk about gender equality. And you want to talk about women doing men's sports and men doing women's sports. Let me ask you this. What would happen if LeBron James joined the WNBA? 700 points a game. It's like, I'm listening to you, and I'm like, everything you're saying is correct, yet you're not making me laugh.
But I think people say it, that his tone has also changed. I've just not been that Chappelle. It just doesn't. I think you're right, though. The tone, it is. What you're saying is not wrong, and I'm agreeing, but it just doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit to me to be like, oh,
it doesn't hit me in the funny bone.
Yeah, it never has.
Chris's timing, his comedic timing, you can't teach that shit.
No, you can't.
I don't think that Chappelle is any like less intelligent than Chris. Like, you've got to be an intelligent motherfucker to do what these guys do. But Chris makes me laugh a hell of a lot more, and I can't wait.
Tons more.
Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Amber Heard, season 2, we're in court, liar, liar, we're back on track.
There we go. And over to you, because that was my number 8.
I love liar, liar. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
My number 10, we're going on some fucked up tangents tonight. My number 10, I'm going to bring in Zack Schneider. We talked about Batman.
I know exactly what film it is. It's the one I can't get into.
I know. I've watched, this week, I watched both versions of it. I fundamentally think you need to watch the director's cut. I'm talking Watchmen. Watchmen is good. I know that there's this weird hate out there for it. I'll be the first to say that I think the cinematic release had its problems. Much like Justice League, the Schneider cut, the director's cut of The Watchmen is his Schneider cut, obviously. It's
surprise.
Suppose. It's so much better than the cinematic release. It's crazy. Like, I've loved that Arthur Miller graphic novel since I was itty bitty. I love that graphic novel.
What I've always respected about Watchmen is people said it's literally the book come to life. And I wrote,
bro, frame for fucking frame. Like, you get these the Marvel movies and the DC movies and shit. By the way, tangent, another one. Sandman on Netflix. Ooh. Now
it's on the radar.
It's on the radar. No, bro. It's different to The Boys. Better. It's better. Yes. It is better than The Boys. And it just makes me look at Netflix and go, when you are capable of doing shit this good, why are we getting the Grey Man?
Which I've actually, that's just like between you and my brother, it just killed it for me. Do you know what? What I talk about just killed it for me. Let's talk about what this is in honor of. We went for third films from a director because this is Jordan Peele's third movie. And surprise, it apparently sucks. What
is it with Jordan Peele? Can people get over this guy, please? If you like, get out. Great. Fucking, I thought it was the biggest load of whatever I've ever seen. Spoiler alert, the black guy is the only black guy in the village. Run, bitch, run. The fuck are you doing in middle white America alone?
Yeah, these films just don't resonate to me.
Stupid.
Just don't resonate.
Not good. Do not like Jordan Peele. Anyway, that aside. Sandman is fucking great, AJ, and you should watch it.
I'll
be prepared. Long. Hour-long episodes. But so good.
Is it 13 episodes or something? Yeah, they're all out
10.
already.
10
episodes, and they're all out already.
All out. You can binge it. And it's
I may do it on one of your sabbaticals, but I hope you do it.
But annoyingly, it's one of those ones. It's kind of like Lost back in the day. Even if you didn't watch it, you'll get the reference. It's like you finish it. Next one. It's a binge-worthy fucking show. It's fantastic, this show. Okay. But yeah, there are scenes in Sandman, in Marvel movies, in DC movies, where like they've got famous comic panels come to life. Watchmen is frame for fucking frame a comic book come to life. It's insanity what Zack Schneider achieved with that film. I love the color grading in it. I love the mythology of it. I love the way that superheroes were used as these kind of post-World War II weapons of mass defense, essentially, until they became weapons of mass destruction. And then you've got one who goes rogue and tries to find the truth of who killed the OG. And then you got the other one who's manipulating everything in the background. It's like, oh my God, it's Game of Thrones and these comic books. It's fucking great. I fucking love this film.
I really wish I could see it that way. Sorry, I just want to bring this up just because I opened up to it. Ali Kamza has said, I'm sorry, guys. I had a bunch of pills, still recovering from the deadly virus. So my eyes are getting heavy. I hope everyone has a great night. Ali, speedy recovery,
it was awesome seeing you, bro. And that was dreaded, not deadly.
Yeah. Oh, did I say deadly? Dreaded. Sorry.
Tuna moment.
Thank you.
New puss is illiterate.
Well played. Bringing it right back. Well played.
Had to go back to the old school there, my friend. Francis Lalonde says, saw Watchmen once, don't recall anything, but also didn't know any background, etc. I probably need a rewatch. Please watch the director's cut. It's such a fun watch.
If you're in the same thing as me where it didn't really grab you, I've tried to rewatch it, and Watchmen, out of all films, just maybe behind Lord of the Rings, is one of those films that I am dying to just love. Like, the concept of it seems amazing. The cinematography seems so on point, but I'm just like, you're dragging.
We need to watch Lord of the Rings together, and I will shut up and not say anything. I will literally put an invisible wall up between us. I'm just there because I love that movie, and I'll just be there so that if you go, question, why does everything have 9 names? It's like, pause, let me explain.
Oh, so we're going to make the extended version even longer. I love
Only
that.
if you ask. Only if you ask. Only if you ask.
I'm
I'm happy to shut up for 12 hours. Hard to believe, I know.
Coming from the guys who do 3-hour podcasts, here we are. Yeah, we like to keep quiet.
Billy Mount says, Nico, what did you think of the Watchmen TV series? Couldn't get into it. Could not get into it, annoyingly. Billy Mount says, I wonder what Alan Moore thinks of the Watchmen movie, especially he hates adaptations of his work. To my knowledge, I don't know.
Let's not chat shit.
Let's not chat shit. Exactly right. Why not just use an invisibility cloak instead, says Gavin Mann.
You know why I said that.
Fuck Daniel Radcliffe. Cool. So that was my 10. In at number 9, I'm going to bring in a bit of John Carpenter here. Halloween.
Nice.
Had to do it. Do you know what? Do you know what I love about this movie? It's the story behind it. The same way that it's got a really, really fun, like, holy shit, you literally did this on a shoestring thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, there's old stories of El Mariachi with Robert Rodriguez literally buying water guns and fucking spray painting them metallic to look like real guns because they couldn't afford fucking guns on the movie, right? Bro, they couldn't afford to shoot this. I can't remember where they wanted to shoot this. They couldn't afford to shoot this. I think it was Vermont. Like the amount of money it would cost them to shoot where they were meant to shoot, they couldn't afford it. So they shot in Los Angeles. Spoiler, Los Angeles doesn't look like that. So do you know what they did? They literally went and got dead leaves, like red, brown, golden, yellow, all of that. And at the end, and obviously the wind doesn't blow like that in Los Angeles, right? So each time they'd finish those scenes, and the leaves are blowing and everything, they'd literally cut. And because they didn't have a budget to get more leaves, they'd be going and picking the leaves up off the floor to get. Bro, then they didn't even know what Michael Myers was meant to look like. Some fucker went to get a William Shatner fucking mask and went, that works. The stories behind the making of Halloween, it's such an amazing story.
I actually really like
it. Is gold. It's such a cool story. Like the lengths that people go to. It's like as if movie making wasn't fucking hard enough already. Y'all are picking leaves up. Leaves to make your movie work. Like how crazy is that? I love it. But yeah, serial killer story. Fucking Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm going to fact check it because I don't want to like fuck up your shit. But Francis asked, wasn't Carpenter's third film Assault on Precinct 13?
No.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, bro.
Billy Mount says, is anyone looking forward to Halloween Ends? Yes, Billy. If I finally get a chance to see the Halloween remake and Halloween Kills, because it looks really good, this new Halloween trilogy, and I haven't had a chance to watch any of it, which really hurts me.
So, Francis, I can confirm Nico is indeed correct. 1974, Dark Star. 1976, Assault on Precinct 13. 1978, Halloween. So it is indeed the third film.
Yay. Yeah. Gavin Mann says, woohoo! Halloween made my honorables purely on the basis of getting different films in my 10. Circa 300k budget with 60 million return. Carpenter has produced masterpieces on tiny budgets. He's a fucking genius.
Credit
Carpenter. He's a genius. And Francis Lawn says, regarding Halloween, the music alone makes the film great. Simply every aspect. Agreed. And Billy Mount says, I really hope Halloween Ends will be the last Halloween movie. I would like to see this new Halloween franchise because it looks excellent. But tell me if it's not. Let me know. But it looks good to me. Yeah, so was that my 9? My 8? Is that my 9? Number 9. My 8. I'm going to bring in, he's not he seems to be like, sometimes he's hated, sometimes he's loved. He does The Last Jedi. People don't like him. I did. He does Knives Out. People love him. I thought, overrated, but I still like the movie. But people were like, it's hyped it too much. I'm going to go with Rian Johnson and his third movie, one that I love. I think you've seen it, AJ. If not, wow, you're in for a treat. Looper.
Yes. Interesting. I didn't
Looper's
know.
the shit.
I like Looper.
Looper is awesome.
I remember the best bit about Looper was watching it, and Zane pops into the room, and near the end, and it caught him enough. Like, what? Huh? Who? Yeah. Looper's good.
Looper's one of those few time travel movies I look at and go, I don't have a beef. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing a young Bruce Willis so effectively.
Yeah.
I love the story behind Looper. I love, this is a weird thing to say, but I love the performance from the psychotic child actor. So scary.
Yeah.
So scary. But look, to give away the finer points of Looper, if you haven't seen it, would be to spoil an experience for you. I cannot recommend this film enough. It is one of the modern sci-fi classics, Looper. It's so good.
No, I enjoyed it. I had a good ride with it. I think it was for time travel movies that I saw it for the first time, actually. And yeah, I had a good ride. It was a good ride.
Very good ride. Solid performances all around. Can't speak highly enough of Looper. Your number 7.
My number 7, one of my favorite directors, good old Quentin Tarantino, Jackie Brown.
My number 7 too.
Oh, sorry.
Booyah.
Nice. So it stars Bridget Fonda. Sorry.
I completely agree. I completely agree. Hot little surfer girl, huh? Oh,
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Objectification, yes. Sorry.
Don't care. Mixed memorabilia will be happy with this one. On Twitter recently, there was they were advocating that Jackie Brown might be their favorite Tarantino movie. I understand that. It's his most intelligent.
This is what I was going to say. It's Tarantino, but it's not. It goes an extra level in terms of making you think and pay attention than his other films. Like, I know I lean very heavy on the Kill Bill. I have mad fun with Pulp Fiction. You know, Reservoir Dogs. Like, you can list them all.
I think Pulp will always be my favorite.
Which one?
Pulp Fiction will always be my favorite.
Do you know what? I do enjoy Pulp Fiction. I think Pulp Fiction, as much as I've always enjoyed it, and I've loved the madness behind it, and I've always said it, it's like the Bohemian Rhapsody of film. It's everything and nothing at the same time. There's a part of me that needs to rewatch Pulp Fiction. Rewatch Pulp Fiction the same way I watched Mission Impossible 1 during the global B attack on me during the Christmas time. And I saw it with a different eye, and I was like, right, okay, now I've paid attention to the story more. I know great scenes all over, and I've seen the way it's all connected, but I've always found it mad weird, and I just need to really watch it again.
It is mad weird. It is mad weird. People need to remember also, Jackie Brown, not written by Quentin.
Yeah. No,
Elmore Leonard wrote this. The same person who wrote Get Shorty, the same person who wrote Out of Sight. Elmore Leonard is awesome.
Out of Sight I've not seen. Get Shorty, yeah.
Good film.
Yeah.
Despite
Shark
Eyes' Biatch from the Block being in it.
Yeah. So
Men made me a diva. Fuck you. Friend. Fox friend forever and ever.
Inside joke.
Yeah, but as you said, so here's this. I suppose the fact that Quentin didn't write it might give it that different approach because
it does. It absolutely does.
Always one of those films that I've had a lot of appreciation for. I could also say, as much as Samuel L. Jackson is very creepy when he gives the "I will strike down upon thee" in Pulp Fiction, he is never.
Oh, he's levels in this.
The level of menacing of that man in Jackie Brown is off the Richter scale.
Odell Roby is one nasty motherfucker.
He's an evil bastard. He really is, and it works out. So Jackie Brown is the story of a flight attendant smuggling arms dealers' money, and the FBI catch her, and it's now a case of ratting or hiding and possibly losing her life. It's great story. Great story. It's one of those it's been a while. It has been a while, but I always remember being so fascinated by it. And then it's that twist at the end when people are walking out of the cinema like, huh? What? Huh? Like it leaves me with so many questions, but I thought it was a great film. And again, it starts Bridget Fonda.
Bridget Fonda smoking a bong, man. I'm like, well, that's just the best thing ever, isn't it? Should have had more of a career, that one, considering the family lineage.
Yeah.
But yeah, apple fell far from the tree, sadly, as talent goes, but the looks, whoo, whoo. But yeah, do you know, my standout in this isn't Samuel L. Jackson, fucking Michael Keaton.
Keaton,
De Niro, like there's
it's
so many good actors.
Keaton hasn't sprung to mind, and again, it's one of those films that needs a revisit. De Niro definitely sticks out to me. Samuel Jackson,
of course, because he fucks Bridget Fonda, lucky boy.
I'm not gonna lie, that is passing by. But
so like, the way they're casually chatting, and she's like, "You want to fuck?" Yeah, it's just so casual. It's
Pam Grier is the title character, so that's another person who sticks into me. But
she annoyed me.
Jackie Brown, Foxy Brown. Like I always found that the link was like the blaxploitation character. Like, oh, is this new spin on it? So that kind of weirdly, I didn't know how to always take her in it. But yeah, I can't remember Keaton. Like on a direct conversation, I can't remember Keaton, and I'm not saying he was shit. I just don't remember it.
I just love Michael Keaton.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Although sadly, the axe of Zaslav, as I called it, fell hard since that convo, didn't it? Bye bye, Batgirl.
Yeah, Batgirl's a weird one for me because I think it's, I wanted to see what they were going to do with it. I didn't think it was going to be the whole mess that DC has. I understand why it needs to be.
Cheers, Ezra Miller.
I don't even think that film should be released now.
Don't be stupid. They're not going to lose 200 million on it.
I know. It's the biggest beef that they've got. It's crazy money.
It's not a beef. Release it and never give the guy. Do you know what I think?
It's not even the guy anymore. Give that person. I don't know.
You're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Give them no more roles. That's it. You have lost privileges. Do not put them on press junkets because you don't want them talking.
No.
But what you can do, and I wouldn't put it past Zaslav to do this, because you remember, who's executive producer now? Alan Horn.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Alan Horn in a minute, actually. Something interesting just came into my mind. But the right thing to do in all this is acknowledge what's happened. Be honest about the fact that you cannot afford to lose $200 million because that's what the production budget was. And you have to release this movie and make a stance on where you stand that you in no way endorse their behavior and you no way endorse what they've done. There is something to say there about the fact that Mummy's with him now. Have you seen that? Mummy's kind of... He's gone back to the farm with Mummy, and she's taking care of him, and they're getting them, and they're getting them help. I'm not saying that.
Listen,
Hollywood loves a comeback story.
This is the thing. If we could sit here and say Mel Gibson deserves a second chance, if we could sit here and say Sean Connery deserves a second chance, why can't Ezra Miller?
Brendan Fraser's going to have his redemption this year, isn't he? So,
yeah, it's
listen,
one of those.
I'm not there to pass judgment, but I do hear things like of all the things like breaking and entering, armed robbery, and all that. And then the recent one is he went to a friend's house and stole alcohol. It's like, how fucking old are you? Are you 12? Like, you're a multi-millionaire movie star and you are stealing booze. You fucking...
Bro, I get that. But, you know, we need to remember that once upon a time, when your head's not in the right place, Winona Ryder was shoplifting. Like, I'm not excusing anything that they do. I'm not excusing anything they do.
It's a step above stealing booze from your friend's house.
I get it. Trust me.
This is just some stupidity. Look, my stance on the whole thing is release the fucking movie. Just release it. It's not even because I want to see it. I don't believe that movie's going to be any good. But
I actually think I think it's past its time, to be honest.
I've been saying it for the longest time. This movie is so past its sell-by date. I don't give a fuck about it.
The whole DC approach was fucked, to be honest.
It is fucked.
And if it's linked to that.
So yes, but you know the interesting Alan Horn thing I was going to say?
Hit me.
Who
The 10
came
years
out?
span.
Who came out recently and said that they were done with Marvel?
I don't know, Thomas.
James Gunn. Not because of any beef. Because remember what happened? Those very unsavory tweets from James Gunn's history came out. We're going on a comic book tangent here, but it's interesting news. Those tweets came out. Disney were very quick to drop him. Like, very quick. Pretty much the moment that happened, every fucking studio in town was calling James Gunn. He ended up going to Warner Brothers. Now, in the most James Gunn way possible, from what I understand, they offered him, you can have Superman, you can have Batman, James, you can have anything you want, just come here. And in the most James Gunn way possible, he, of course, picked the Suicide Squad. Now, while I didn't like that movie, and sadly no one fucking saw it, the people who did see it, I seem to be a minority. Because from what I understand, people actually did like it. It was batshit crazy mental. And it certainly deserved more than it got. James Gunn's also been responsible for Peacemaker. James Gunn seems to be being positioned as this new soothsayer of DC creative. He's very recently said he's done with Marvel. That's it. Guardians 3 is his last movie. Alan Horn, he's at work already, my friend. I'm telling you, this shit's happening. I've called this shit. Zaslav has fallen. Alan Horn is starting to maneuver things. Watch this space.
It'll be interesting.
On DC's current slate, I could not give a fuck about their movies. Couldn't care less about Shazam 2. Didn't enjoy whatever movie.
It was silly fun.
I'm not going to rush out to the cinema to see Shazam 2. That's a home release thing. I couldn't give a fuck about Black Adam. In terms of the things The Rock is starring in, give me WrestleMania 39. I couldn't give a fuck about Black Adam. Yeah, the next Batman movie, of course, but that feels like such a separate entity
but
at this point. It's crazy.
Here's the thing, and I don't want to like rain on your parade on when I'm saying this. That could be in the line for the chop because the new 10-year span that they're looking at could affect Batman too. I think they're going to treat Batman as a completely separate entity, despite the fact that he's part of the.
Well, they are.
If you're going to do it, they have now, but with the new build and the 10-year plan for DC movies to create a DC universe, that takes a hit. I'm not saying that. Oh God, his name's come out of my head right now. The actor,
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I'm not saying Robert Pattinson can't be Batman again. The same way I would like to see Henry Cavill
He should be
Superman again, right? But in the realm of it all, those films could be wiped.
Okay, fine. Then we'll have another Batman.
But like, it can't be Batman 2. It might be a reboot of Batman.
I think that would be horrendously stupid because I think the world that they've created there is one of the best Gothams there is. I loved it. You know my feelings on that movie. I loved it top to bottom. So I'd be in line for more of that. But the same way as people were like, oh, no, you can't do Batman again. It's too soon. We've just had Batfleck. And then when we were getting Batfleck, people were like, oh, you can't do that. We just had Nolan. You can't top those movies. And what people forget is you don't need to top the previous movies. You just need to be good. Not every fucking fantasy movie has to be Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Not every sci-fi movie has to be Terminator 2 or Aliens. You can have a movie called Looper, and it's really good. Not every horror movie has to be The Exorcist or The Shining. You can have a Conjuring, and it's really good.
Yeah.
There's this weird thing we have as films fans where we try to one-up each other. And no, that was better than that. It's like, fuck that. I mean, here we are in a top 10 going, that's better than that, right? But like in a world where
and then getting people to vote
and they're Rushmore, we're literally the fucking worst of the worst when it comes to that. But no, you get my point. In a world with honors, the worst of the worst, sir. But in a world where we're like, oh, you can't do Batman movies anymore because of the Dark Knight. That is the dumbest bullshit I've ever heard. Now, have I seen a Batman movie that's better than the Dark Knight? No. Am I likely going to see one in my lifetime? It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Never say never, but it's going to be fucking hard.
Well, here's the thing. Talking, and it's in the realm, and we'll continue. In at number 6 for me is
the Batman.
Yeah. Well, it's not the Batman. It's Batman from Tim Burton. I mean, we all know the Batman story. It's Tim Burton, and reason for me, I thought it was a game changer in the world of comic book movies. But let's take it back to your conversation. People said the Joker in this film can never be topped. It's been done twice.
Twice?
What?
Well, you think Jack Nicholson's been topped twice? Yeah, you got Heath, yeah. You'd say Joaquin was better than Jack, huh?
It's a different take, and I really like that take. I
okay.
Put it this way: even if I was going to be another Devil's Advocate, Mark Hamill in the TV series, that Joker is the biggest Joker. But okay, that's a piss take. It's animation; it can be what it wants. But do you get what I'm saying? In a world where nothing could be outdone,
you're talking about the Joker, and we only saw him for a split second. Fucking Barry Keoghan in the Batman.
That was a very interesting Joker. Very, very interesting Joker. What's weird, and I know it's not the same actor, but it kind of felt like they were bringing the world of Gotham into it as well. It reminded me a bit of their Joker. It was weird in the meta. Like it's not. I know it's not the same actor at all. I can't remember the other guy's name in Gotham, but I was like, wow. It seemed to have brought a world together. But he was another level of Joker where you're like, ooh, this is interesting. What are you giving me? And it's the
mangled and acid. I was like, go on, do it fucking properly.
Footage that didn't make the movie as well. That got released after. You're like, this is awesome. So it just goes to show that even if you do take the landmark number 6 that I did, that is a game changer in comic book movies, and everyone's like, oh my God, this is it. It's got a nice dark twist. It wasn't Adam West Batman. Here we go. And it kind of set the tone for a small generation. Do you have any other superhero movies?
Just double check.
Nolan.
Yes, I do.
Do you have Nolan?
I do not have Nolan.
All right. Batman Begins changed the game once again. That was another aspect and game changer. You know, that was his third film. So here we are again, like what we believe can't be outdone. You'd be surprised what happens and changes the game and creates a new direction in a unchangeable genre.
Right. Right.
Yeah. There we go. That was my number 6.
All right, cool. This arguably should be higher because it's such a fucking good movie. I'm not going to talk about this one long because it's been brought up on the podcast so much over the years. I'm going James Cameron. Aliens.
I left it off because of that. Now, I'm going to feel like a hypocrite when 1 and 2 come up, but I just felt like I couldn't. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, but I get it. Freaking awesome film. Some would say the best in the Alien.
Ask me on a different day. I'll give you a different answer. One day it could be Aliens. The other day it could be Alien versus Predator. Just joking.
I was like, if you were.
No, it's Alien or Aliens, flippy back and forth. Like, if I'm in an action mood, obviously I'm going to need Aliens. If I'm feeling like a horror slasher, serial killer movie in space, obviously I'm going to need Alien. It all depends on the mood I'm in. For me, they're level pegging. It's all about the mood. It's such a great film, man. Game over, man.
Sorry,
R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
People are saying Insomnia was. So I don't know why.
Insomnia was Nolan's third.
Why am I? How did that come up differently for me then?
Pretty Mount says Nico couldn't give a fuck about League of Super Pets neither. So here's the thing: I've actually heard that movie's quite good.
I thought it was going to be fun. I just didn't know where to.
I've actually heard it's quite good. Annoyingly,
I knew it was going to be fun. I just it's one of those films that I'm not rushing to the cinema to see.
Made me spit my drink out on AVP. Loves word 789. So I'm here for
guys. Here's the
Insomnia is Nolan's third film.
Yeah. But did we not say cinema?
Yes.
So was Following released in the cinema?
No.
Right. So based on that breakdown, it was Memento, Insomnia, Batman Begins. This just
well played, but that's not the one I've.
That's where because I was like I knew I wasn't bugging. Put it that way. Yeah, we was like it had to have a cinema release, and Following's awesome, but it's not. Didn't get a cinema release.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So that's the
All right,
reason.
cool.
We did say films needed a cinema release, but yeah, okay.
Oh, hang on. Apparently, Following did get a release. Made 48K at the box office.
And I stand corrected once again. I'm here. Hey, calling me edutained. I apologize. So, based on my ignorance, that's why I thought it was there.
Super Platinum Gavin, man.
I was going to say, well played, 001. Cool.
Your number 5 then, AJ. One apiece time.
Right, cool. Here we go. So this is from John Singleton.
Ah.
Do you know it? Have you seen it?
John Singleton. I'm not going to be able to pull this one, mate. What do you got?
So, funny enough, I was talking to John from the boat, and he kept telling me about this film. And coincidentally, when I was like, oh my God, it's his third film, I'm definitely watching it. Stars Lawrence Fishburne, Ice Cube, Busta Rhymes, Michael Rappaport, Jennifer.
I love Michael Rappaport, man.
Yeah, bro, this is a film to see him in. Higher Learning.
Never heard of it.
Bro, neither had I, if I'm honest with you. And it's a pretty deep film. It's I don't want to say it's Breakfast Club, but amps up in stereotypes. But it's weirdly reminded me of it, but it's completely different. You've got Omar Epps, who kicks off you see in the beginning of the film, who's like this top jock, but doesn't really care about his sports scholarship, but he needs it to move forward. He is deep into his education. Ice Cube, surprise, surprise, plays the militant black man. Especially fresh out of NWA days. Like this film's like 95.
Can I just say, Ice Cube, fresh out of his NWA days, turning in his grave when he watches Ice Cube in as a fucking policeman.
You've said this in your ride along review. Like that. Two different guys.
That's it.
Yeah. And
he's also the police in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, but absolutely.
I'm not. But he's got. Of course, he's got.
I know what you're saying.
But the man who is literally all about fuck the police coming straight from the underground is now like, we're the police.
I'm gonna play the police. But yeah, he's this.
Carry on. I'm just grabbing my phone charger.
No problem. He's this militant black student who should have graduated a very long time ago and hasn't. Michael Rappaport's this young, innocent student who just wants the best to happen for him, really. He's just trying to become, I believe, a physicist, but he happens to be sharing a room with Ice Cube's character and all the music going on. He not for anything on a racial term, he just wants some sleep so he can study for the first day of college. So he reports him and it leads into it. Like there's all these different characters. You start to get neo-Nazis involved into this story, guys. It feels so weird when he blacks out the screen because I know I'm talking to you guys, but it helps to bounce off of Nico at the same time. And it's all these different people and how they clash against each other. So you have that. How can I explain this film in a weird way? You're dealing with racism. You're dealing with stereotypes. You're dealing with brainwashing. There's elements of rape in this film. It's really touching all the different elements and the different backgrounds and how people's interpretations and beliefs and stereotypes of others lead to really poor decisions along the way, how your mind is easily corrupted to make wrong decisions and how that impacts yourself and others along the way. I thought the film was absolutely amazing. So let's go to the comments while we're there. I
can't get it out my head, you know.
What?
Ice Cube playing a policeman. I just
That's how you come back.
Ice Cube will swarm
So here we
on
go.
any
Stefan
motherfucker
says,
in a
Higher
blue
Learning killed
uniform.
Singleton's career for several years. It's a weird one because you follow the journey of this film for so long. I followed when I say for so long, like it felt lengthy, but I wasn't bored. I wasn't annoyed with it. It was a good story. So I've seen the Rotten Tomato reviews. It's not exactly highly appreciated, but I don't see anything inherently wrong with the film. You know, I really enjoyed it. For what it's Sarks has said, side note, I didn't really prepare much for this episode, so I'm playing the role of that's not the third film show. Sometimes right, sometimes wrong. No, but hey, I was wrong with the Nolan bit, so you guys are there. Gavin, I'm aware. I kind of tried to leave out some of those bits because they've been touched on quite a bit. Again, I'm going to sound like a hypocrite later on, but no, I didn't put any animation on because also Aladdin happens to be in the third film from a director. I'm not doing this again. I've done it. Yeah. But it's Lawrence Fishburne plays this teacher along the way who's giving nuggets of advice. Everyone played their role. The only one who did annoy me was Busta Rhymes' character. It was just too hyped for the elements, and I was like, this I didn't need that.
He was like Montez Ford, yes.
Kind of closer than you think. But there's the race war. There's the questions of sexual orientation in there. So many great elements and questions and stuff like that. There's a point, I don't want to get into it, but because of the way he's treated and the way he's an outsider, Michael Rappaport's character goes down a very dark alley. Yeah. And what it leads to and what it does. It's worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. Cops dying in LA. Yo, Dre, I got something to say. I can't get it out.
I love how I'm breaking down this whole film and you're like, fuck the
police. Searching my car, looking for the product, thinking every brother is selling narcotics. I can't fucking help it, man. It's an earworm. When that song gets in your head, it's very hard to get it out.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard. Oh, hang on. What? Francis Long says, in reference to an early comment, maybe instead of a Gotwood t-shirt, Nico should have a Got Penis t-shirt featuring. I have an infamous screenshot. Which one is the infamous screenshot?
I think there might be a screenshot where you froze. I'm not sure. I'm sure I got it. It's not on my desktop at the moment, but
I fucking hope it's not.
No. Obviously, that's where screenshots go. It's not that I just keep like a Nico collection of pictures out there.
This is what I'm saying. Blackmail in case he fucks me over.
Yeah, somewhere. I'd have to look for it. Maybe half of the screen is have the screenshot for you.
Oh, dearie me. Got penis. You know what's fucked up? If we ever made a t-shirt like that, there'd be some anti-trans motherfuckers who would go and get that.
Oh, God.
You just know it's true.
No, it's true. It's true. Gavin, yes, the family films, especially the second one that you mentioned. I mean, I don't know if they're on your list, Nick. I left out. I'm like, I really wanted to. It was on the list. None of them. So here are films that were third. Willy Wonka. Home Alone was on my list. I was like, I'm going to do it. I was shocked to find out it wasn't. I'm like, just 2 weeks ago, I brought up Home Alone in something else. And I'm like, I'm trying to be varied. To be fair, Higher Learning was my biggest variation. But yeah, I just didn't want to be the go-to. I just didn't want it to be the go-tos.
Okay.
The instant go-tos.
That was your numero cinco, see?
Yes.
My number 5 is my comic book movie. Let's go with the Russo brothers, AJ.
I know exactly where it was. The minute I realized it was their third film, I'm like, there was no... Oh!
Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
So here's the thing. Just while I'm on this, and I might be wrong. You know what Joss Whedon's third film was, don't you?
No.
Ultron.
No, I take this over Ultron.
I do, but I just know your love for Ultron.
I adore that film, but remember, my love for Ultron is compounded by the fact that people don't give it the love it deserves.
Okay.
So I kind of have to double down on my love. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Mhm.
oh, I love Ultron. I love James Spader's performance as Ultron. I think it's one for the ages. And God, I hope he comes back for Secret Wars. Oh, please, God, let it happen. But yeah, The Winter Soldier, for me, this is top 3 MCU film, this one.
I have to agree.
Excluding Avengers entries, this is a top 3 MCU film.
It kind of could even fall into a number 1 for me.
If you exclude Avengers.
Yeah, one thing
about
about
Ragnarok, brother.
Ragnarok is my greatest like cinema experience in the Marvel movie because I was just cracking up and having the best time ever. The way, well, Dark World was not great, but the way I just did have
really
no
not.
faith in Captain America whatsoever after
Nope.
First Avenger.
Nope.
Yeah?
Nor me.
I just thought this is gonna suck, and then this came out, and it's the fact that it's a Marvel movie and it's a comic book thing and it goes deeper, but it's more than that. It has this detective element to it as well.
It's a political thriller. It's a political thriller, and it's all the better for it. It's I love this film. I love what they did with it. I love the fucking political intrigue behind it. Seeing Robert Redford in the MCU is just give me
and
that.
I was going to say that as well. Who better to have in a political thriller than Robert Redford? He just fits when you say that, doesn't it?
It really does. It really fucking does. Seeing Cap start to lose faith in Shield, when he says this isn't freedom, this is fear. It's like, okay, the Boy Scouts got an edge. Finally, we're there. And bro, top to bottom, I love the introduction of Falcon. I think Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier was exceptional. Like, top to bottom, I love this film.
Yeah, full support from me on that.
And it made Cap a badass. Say what you will, but that scene in the lift where he says, "Before we begin, does anyone want to get out?" It's like,
One of my things with Captain America and Superman, the poster boys of each of their brand, is they're too clean, they're too good, and it's when they get edge, and that's why I love Man of Steel, and it's the same way I love Winter Soldier.
But you must love Injustice.
Oh, of course I do. But it's that edge that they needed, It's like, yeah, that's what I was looking for from you. Give me a little something, and that's what these films deliver.
Agreed. Yeah.
Mind you, on a slight banter note, in Infinity War when he's like, in the Endgame when he's like, Hell Hydra in the lift, I thought it was gold as well.
So good. But this is what I loved about them. The fact that they managed to rope in that comic book panel. It was like, people are like, how are you going to fit that in? It's like, it's very clever. It's very fucking clever the way you've inserted that in for the geek boys like us. That's so good.
Yeah.
So good. No, I
love it.
Yeah, we love this film. And yeah, top 3 Marvel for me, excluding Avengers entries. Top 3 Marvel.
Cool.
Your number 4.
It's in the territory where it's either the same thing or it's a punt. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
The fuck? That's a punt.
Fair enough. Now, bear in mind, my 1 and 2 are from an objective place, not an appreciation of film. I just need to get that clarified.
Okay.
Move on.
So my number 4, I brought this film up a lot, so again, may not dwell on it long. Everyone in the film familia will know about this film. Ridley Scott, Blade Runner. How good is that poster, by the way?
It's very nice. Very nice.
Had to go Blade Runner. And once again, I'm going to say, you have to see the director's cut.
Bro, I will one day get round to it. That's the best I can tell you right now.
Oh, without the director's cut, I actually don't think Blade Runner is very good. People are going to be like,
I respect you for saying that. I respect you for saying that because you've I remember when we first started this thing, that's the level that you were on. You're like, okay, whatever.
For me, the original theatrical cut of Blade Runner was trying to be too clever for its own good without giving the audience a chance to piece it together. Now, even with the director's cut, they're not fucking hand-holding you here. Like, you have to focus in this movie. You must pay attention to all details, right? But they actually give you the missing pieces of the jigsaw. Like, you can miss them, but they're there. They are present. Like, I don't see how the movie makes sense if you don't have the unicorn origami. It does not make sense then. I've read countless essays about the original theatrical Blade Runner, about people breaking it down. It's like, what you're saying is all true, but hindsight is a wonderful fucking thing. Were the director's cut and the final cut not showing the origami unicorn? I don't know how the fuck you would have come to this conclusion. And if it's a pure fan theory, then well fucking done. You're a better person than I am. I don't buy that any more than I buy Big Tone saying he knew who the fuck the Guardians of the Galaxy were.
No.
Never gonna let that go. No one. John Campea, the fucking geek master himself, didn't know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. Literally had to call John Schnepp into the show to be like, who's this? But Big Tone, yeah. Whatever. Big Tone, love you, but don't talk shit. I knew. No, you didn't.
Well, that's his opinion, bro. Yeah.
It's definitely an opinion. I'll give you that one. It's just like an asshole. But no, it's Blade Runner. The director's cut is phenomenal movie making. And I love the quote. Let me bring it up here. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die. And the very fact that a sentient being is seeking out death in order to feel alive, I was like, I mean, yeah, that is one of the things that defines us as human.
Yeah.
Biologically, you know, XY, XX chromosomes, warm blood, ability to reproduce, go a bit deeper to the sentiment. As mammals, it's our need to be surrounded. We don't do well alone, despite what people say. I don't like people. I don't like fucking people, but no one likes being alone.
This
right?
is also true.
It's something we have as mammals. We don't like being alone. We're pack animals. Go a bit deeper than that. We're all born and we all die. And in this case, you all pay. In the case of the UK, you pay too much for your energy bills. That's another fact of being human.
Jesus Christ.
Right?
Don't get me started.
But yeah, Blade Runner is superb. And Billy Mount says...
I will revisit. It's one of those that I feel I need to revisit and take in correctly.
Billy Mount says, Nico, what did you think of the sequel of Blade Runner 2049? One of the prettiest films I've ever seen. Like, gorgeous film, but I don't think it can... I need to rewatch Blade Runner 2049. I don't think I appreciated it as much as I should.
Okay.
Yeah. Your number 3, please, AJ.
Right, my number 3. So this is where I'm going for the director again. Nick Cassavetes. I probably pronounced that wrong.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
No.
Oh. Okay.
John Q.
Oh, no shit. I was way off.
I was like, wow, like complete different spectrum of movie. But it just shows the diversity. So you got to appreciate that from the director. This was the film, like my last minute number 1 movie when we done Denzel. This film just hit me in a way that I just didn't expect. Again, going back to like sad endings, not that this has a sad ending, but the kids, man, the kids. And I think that's what really strings me on this film. It's one of those films that I've watched and I really just appreciated the whole journey along the way of it. I thought it was captivating. Again, we talk about the energy crisis. Here's a man who's just trying his best, but missed a couple of insurance payments and fair play. Thank you, Gavin. It is a favorite.
For the podcast listeners, you need to say it.
An AJ favorite. It's on Gavin's watch list. It's one to be seen by Gavin, but it's one of my favorites, and that's why I couldn't deny it. And that's why it outdone a film that we've punted on. Not to say I hated the film, but this one just tugs on me a tad more, and I was like, it's a third film, I have to go with it. We're talking about a father who's doing everything he can to save his young son who has a heart problem and is literally on life support, and he's trying to raise the funds because the insurance just can't cover it, and he's going through everything possible. I loved it as a movie.
I do need to fucking watch this film after 5 seasons.
Have you not watched it?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I thought you watched it after a thing. I thought you got around to watching it. Okay.
No, sir. I need to get on this.
So I was waiting for this butt from you. I hear what you're saying, but it just didn't resonate. I was waiting for one of those because I'm seeing you watching.
I have a but. I hear what you're saying. I have nothing to add, but I haven't seen it.
There we are. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
My number 3, my numero tres. So your new one was what? It was it was this bad boy, wasn't it? The Higher Learning, yes. Yeah, John Singleton. Yeah. Now, who's one of my favorite directors, AJ? A guy who I've always said he is not for everyone. Like, this is not a director, with the highest of respect to our comic book group. This is not a director who I can recommend to our comic book group. This is very much one for the Movie Mount Rushmore podcast. Yeah?
Yeah.
Wes Anderson. You know I love me some Wes Anderson.
I do.
Grand Budapest Hotel, French Dispatch, Fantastic Mr. Fox, fucking Darjeeling Limited, Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. So as I was building this list, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen all of Wes Anderson's movies. I need to put one of his in. What's his number 3? I haven't seen his third movie. Yes, new Wes Anderson experience. And Wes Anderson's third movie, I'm so happy to say, is fucking amazing. The Royal Tenenbaums.
So I started this. I think it might have been our ensemble cast.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was for the ensemble cast episode.
And look at the cast.
So I can't comment on it.
Danny Glover, Gene Hackman, Angelica Houston, fucking Mrs. Adams herself, man. Bill Murray, Gwyneth Paltrow, Ben Stiller, Luke and Owen Wilson. The fucking Wilson brothers are in this. Like, bro, as always with the Wes Anderson movie, people are going to be like, oh, you like it? What's it about? It's like, Wes Anderson doesn't do character studies. It's not Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson does character meditations. Wes Anderson doesn't tell stories. Pishikaka. Wes Anderson speaks odysseys. And he always does it with stories, odysseys, that are small and contained and infinitely relatable to the degree that you can follow the emotions of the characters, what's going on screen, because he takes something that we all live through in our everyday life. In this case, it's a fucked up family dynamic. We've all got them. Your shit don't stink more than mine. My family fucked up. AJ's fucked up. Yours fucked up too. We all got fucked up families, and we all wish our families were better people. And I'm sure they all wish we were all better people. But God forbid you do anything to any of them, you're gonna die, right? We all got fucked up family dynamics. So Wes Anderson takes that thing, the universality of a fucked up family dynamic. No one has a perfect family dynamic. If you do, you're a liar and you're Big Turn in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Shots fired.
That's your opinion.
And it's a valid one because it's my opinion. The thing that always people forget about when they try to end an argument by saying it's your opinion, right? Yes. And that's why it's valid. Who fucking figured the words coming out my mouth are my opinion, right? Weird. But yeah, the universality of a fucked up family dynamic. Let's take that and let's expand on it. You've got the father who's loved some of his kids, but not all of them. So that's created a fucked up dynamic with the kids. You've got a father who's not a husband who's not appreciated his wife properly. So that's created a fucked up dynamic there. You got kids who, as a result of having a fucked up dynamic, are hiding shit from their parents. Like Gwyneth Paltrow, it comes out that she's a smoker like halfway through the movie, and the mother's like, when did you start? And she was like, when I was 12. It's like, oh shit. Oh fuck. Wow. No attachment to your children. You've got Ben Stiller, who's lost his wife. So as a result, he's completely OCD about safety and is overtly cautious, right? You've got fucking Luke Wilson, who's playing a failed tennis pro. And why is he a failed tennis pro? Giving away a bit of a halfway through the movie spoiler here, because he's in love with his sister. And I don't mean like he's in love like family love. He's in love with his sister. But the sister's not his sister. As they keep on telling you throughout the movie, adopted. So it's fucked up, but it's also okay. And that's what Wes Anderson does. He toys with your emotions. He toys with where you think your loyalties lie. Because as you side with one character, you realize, actually, fuck, that character's fucked up in their own way. I can't side with them anymore. Oh, but now I'm sympathetic to them. So he creates this dichotomy within his audiences of, I love and I hate all these characters. I'm very confused. And that's why he's one of the best working today. And of course he does this, much like we've talked about with Tony Scott. You know when you're watching a Tony Scott movie. You know when you're watching a Nolan movie. You know when you are watching someone like Lubeski with his amazing cinematography. You know when you're watching a Scorsese movie. Motherfucker, you know probably more than any of those guys when you are watching a Wes Anderson movie. His use of symmetry in movies, purposeful symmetry and purposeful offset symmetry to tell frantic stories. It's fucking art what he does. Like, this is the highest degree of cinema equals art that exists. Wes Anderson is just a fucking don.
I'd love to add more.
You're not an Anderson guy, are you?
I've not seen a lot of Anderson, and it's a weird one. Like, I'm trying to think of other films off of my head from him that I'm like, what I've given a shot and what I haven't. But yeah, I can't.
Isle of Dogs. That's an easy entry. Wow.
I remember hearing about this. Which one?
Grand Budapest Hotel.
I will be seeing it soon, based on because I've got more time. Put it that way. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Prepare to be blown away, because that's possibly his best.
Come in.
Prepare to be blown away, because the Grand Budapest is possibly his best movie.
Cool.
I'd actually like to hear from the Screeners Familia, who likes Wes Anderson. I want to know.
Dislikes him?
And who dislikes him equally? Jedi Dick Sensei, Death to Ming. On that comment alone, you are welcome on this podcast.
And
Nico's favorite director, Uwe Boll. Ha!
That would be an interesting top 10.
Oh God, shall we?
Oh God, we could do that for top 10 horror. That's horror to our eyes.
Top 10 worst Uwe Boll movies,
aka top 10 best Uwe Boll. Because is there a difference?
Yeah, I'd love to do that's the next Drunk Rushmore.
Fuck's sake. Oh God.
I'm putting it in. That's the next Drunk Rushmore, AJ. It has to be. We need to be drunk to talk Uwe Boll movies, surely.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Has he done 10?
Let me just put it in first. While I'm doing that, why don't you figure out if Uwe Boll has done 10 movies?
Well, do you know what? If we're both going through, there's no way I've been able to confirm this. So Gavin says, Wes Anderson is like the Coen brothers in that I can't take to their films. I did like Isle of Dogs right enough.
Okay.
Interesting.
Not for everyone.
Fair enough. I kind of know what you mean. Like the Coens, I'm very 50-50 with, so I don't know how I'm going to take Wes.
No, me too. I'm very 50-50 with the Coens. There's some movies they do. Fargo, blow me away. Hail Caesar, we both liked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then they do some shit like, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And Raising Arizona. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's a weird mix with those guys. Another side note, since when I first checked this live cast out months ago, I've become more receptive to what I perceive as arty film.
Since when I first checked this live cast out, I've become more receptive to what I perceive as arty film. Francis, I love you for saying that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But Billy Mount says, what about top 10 Paul W.S. Anderson films?
Oh, dear Jesus.
That would be another challenge. Francis
Paul
also
Thomas
agreed.
Anderson. Top 10 drunk UA Ball films. Have to.
I could do that. Mixed Memorabilia. I did like Fantastic Mix. See, I've not seen that. That's one of those Roald Dahl ones.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is great,
Fantastic
man.
Mr. Fox. Grand Budapest Hotel. I've watched many times, but I'm undecided. I feel the need to watch it again. I need to watch it again. Interesting. Well, I will give you guys my feedback soon enough, because that is one of those upcoming episodes where I believe it will be mentioned. And Gavin Mather, speaking of Death to Ming, I watched 3 days of The Condor with Robert Redford and Max von Sydow on Netflix till the end of the month. Recommended. Thank you.
Oh,
Gavin.
no shit. That's a good recommendation, that.
Thank you.
Okay. UA has definitely done 10 movies. Do you know what's really funny? Do you know what the average score of a UA Bowl film is? And this is on IMDb, the site notorious for giving people more than they deserve. Take a guess.
So they do their thing out of 10, don't they, IMDb?
They star rating out of 10, yeah.
Okay, stars 3.5.
2.1.
Fuck the Marvel movies.
This bullshit Marvel movies, man. Oh, this fucking guy.
So,
Oh,
just
God,
to say,
there's an Alone in the Dark 2?
2.5.
This fucking guy, man. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so looking forward to
Right,
this.
so where are we? Was your number 3?
That was my number 3, sir. Over to your number 2.
So in at number 2 is a Nico favorite. This for me was more of a pop culture thing, and I'm really gonna just fly right over it. Jaws.
Yeah. This was the Spielberg movie I thought you picked.
Yeah, I was at a point where I was like, do I do Jaws? Do I not? And then I'm like, do you know what rang in my head? And if it wasn't for you, Jaws probably wouldn't have made the list. Yeah? Jaws made people afraid to go in the water. It has people shit scared of sharks.
Still
And
to this
that
day, people are warped by it.
It's that influence that it led people to build their vision of sharks in films the way they do. And because of that, I can't deny the impact of this film. And it's better than Close Encounters, which I really hoped wasn't for Spielberg in there. And Steven Spielberg is one of those notorious directors as well. So it's it feels a bit weird to not have him in there, you know.
Well,
but again,
he is the goat.
Some of the other big names that I thought would be in there didn't make it. I'm gonna put my hands up and say I've not seen Mean Street, so sorry. Now here, Gavin, hit me with this one because
Go fuck yourself, AJ.
it is Argo, isn't it? Because I tried to find his directed films and I didn't get the list. I don't know what the way I looked at it, and that's where I fucked myself over.
Jiggly, The Town, Argo. Den the Tech's joined us. Better late than never. Den the Tech, what up, my bro? Great to have you here.
Dan, thank you for joining us, bro. Appreciate
My
it.
ride or die for WrestleMania.
Yeah, Argo I would have loved to have gone for, but it could have been my number 1. But hey, spoiler, it's not. Yeah, Argo would have been cool, but it's the impact. It's the impact of what Jaws has done for cinema and anything to do with water films and the featuring of a shark. I just it's there. It's there. Now, this is where it came. I enter hypocrite territory.
Was it shark movies that we were thinking of for Halloween? Or was
It
that
could
for
be.
Shark Week?
It might have been Halloween. I think it was Halloween. I remember it was an animal. For
Shark
Halloween.
is a good shout. Top 10 shark movies excluding Jaws.
Also very interesting. Yeah. And I mean, that actually sets the tone because all of these films, I believe, some may have been made up before, and I doubt it, were influenced by Jaws. It's often replicated,
Of course they
never
fucking were.
duplicated. Do you get what I'm saying? Often replicated, never duplicated. Even Jaws couldn't redo Jaws.
And there's some good shark movies. There's some very good shark movies that aren't Jaws. Deep Blue Sea, looking at you. Love you, Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
The Shallows, great film.
I love The Shallows. I think The Shallows was absolutely tops.
Top 10 animals gone bad film, says Francis. Cujo.
Oh, God, there's this film that I remembered that I saw years ago, and I actually went to research it recently. The film about domestic cats gone wild, Strays. That was a TV movie. If you can find it, find it. Yeah.
There's a fucked up sci-fi channel movie I remember watching, Marabunta. If anyone's seen that, that's a deep cut.
The fuck? No.
Marabunta. Army ants gone bad. if you think about it,
no, I know. There's nothing mad about it, but yeah. So I just picture sci-fi's
Congo. Animals gone bad. Congo. The myth of the killer ape is true. Tim Curry and his Georgian accent. When I was in Soviet Georgia, I came across a book. In it had a detailed drawing of the lost city of Zinj.
So you're number 2, bro.
My number 2. Jim Sheridan had to be in here, my man.
Which one?
It's one of your favorites. In the Name of the Father.
Oh, fuck. Had I known, that would have definitely made the cut. Definitely made the cut. I'm not going to lie.
You think Daniel Day-Lewis, who's he been the muse of, Jim Sheridan, you look at Jim Sheridan movies, you're expecting My Left Foot to pop up somewhere, and then you get this beauty. It's like, well, that's
In the Name of the Father,
on.
I would have definitely put on Irrelevant of how many times I put on, because the film's fucking gold.
It's fucking gold. It's such a harsh story to watch, though, when you consider that this shit happened. It's like,
yeah.
What is wrong with the Brits? Like, oh, bringing it back. Fuck the police.
Oh, mate. Yeah, literally.
Because when I'm finished, it's going to be a bloodbath.
For Brits here, but it's this corruption with police. It really does me in. You know, you go to NWA, fuck the police. You go to When They See Us. Like, police can be really fucked up. Like, for something that's meant to support us. Yeah, it's fucked.
Do you remember what he calls his father in this?
I know his dad's name's just Seppi, but I can't remember.
Yeah, Da.
That's right, yeah.
It's what the Irish call their fathers, you know, Da.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, yo, Da, I got something to say.
Stop it. Just stop it. Behave yourself.
Come on, that was good.
It is.
Hey, Da, I got something to say. Fuck the police. Fucking assholes.
I was thinking there's a nickname, and I was like, he's like, Da. I was like, yeah, I remember him calling him Dad, but like, yeah, all right, well played. Very well played.
It is superb, this film. It's horrible to watch what happens to Jerry Conlon and his father. It's horrible that they have such an emotional, tumultuous fallout while in prison. It's interesting to see the lengths he will go to survive. I'm sorry, that fucking scene where the police are forcing him to sign is one of the hardest things to watch.
Absolutely vile.
Not me, Da. Fucking Daniel Day-Lewis, man.
Yeah.
That guy.
That one is gold. This, to me, I think is the appreciation for My Left Foot is always going to be there, but fucking this film.
You put this over There Will Be Blood, huh?
Oh, each time, I don't know why I keep forgetting that film. Maybe it's new school Day-Lewis, but yeah. In the Name of the Father, fucking gold.
It's such a good film. Yeah. All right, yeah. That was my number 2, bro.
Cool.
Your worst.
Great choice, by the way. Great choice.
Thank you, sir.
My worst is because this lady delivered 2 bangers of a movie. Right? And then on the 3rd, she fluffed the lines. I'm talking about Patty Jenkins.
Guy Ritchie.
I saw what his 3rd film was.
I thought you were going there.
I nearly did, but it was outdone by Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, this was so shit. This was so shit.
Patty Jenkins, do you remember?
How can you do Monster and Wonder Woman and then
This is the thing. One of the redeeming factors we'd also always give DC is Wonder Woman. Bit of a fluffed ending.
Man of Steel.
But I'm saying as much as Man of Steel followed on, you know, when they started to create this universe, this was it. When you're like, I don't know about Batman versus Superman, I don't know about the other. This was it. Good. Justice League was weak. This was the one in this universe they're building.
You remember when we saw this in the cinema? I gave you that nudge just after they got off their mascara, and I think I said to you, bro, is it me or is this good?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And we were taken in by that film.
Yeah.
And then 1984 comes, and it's like, this is going to be amazing. And I remember Christmas coming, and I secured a copy of the film, and I was like, I'm not enjoying this. This is like all the hype that I had because it's the next best. Like, they're doing it, and it's the same director, and she's done amazing. What the hell happened? What the hell?
And it started okay because despite what people say, I actually quite like that Themyscira and Olympic Games thing. I actually enjoyed it. It was fun.
The minute she touched them all, I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's starting to get bad from there.
Then the text says, worst third movie. Nope. Now, haven't seen Nope, but considering how shit the first two movies were, I can't say I'm surprised.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to be shocked or disappointed because I don't buy into Jordan Peele movies.
Not at all.
Right? So I'm not going to be like, oh, Mark, like, was I going to watch it? Nope. Like, that's straight up the answer. But I'm not shocked by it. I've always said Jordan Peele's films just don't hit for me. No. Patty Jenkins had something. And that's what
this film has derailed her career because fucking Disney had brought her on to direct the Rogue Squadron Star Wars show. Her father was a fighter pilot. She was perfect to do a show that is not centered around the Jedi, that is literally centered around the X-Wing fighters. That was going to be dogfights in space. It's like, yeah, Patty's your woman. Then this happened, and Disney were like,
yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not. So sad, man, because, yeah.
It really is. I just couldn't. It's one of those I just felt like, because
who okayed the writing in this? Like,
there was some weird shit going on. I mean, there's some weird shit that goes on that went on in DC. Fox was weird with that whole X-Men stuff, but there was some weird shit going on in DC as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Billy Mount says, do you consider Wonder Woman 84 the worst DC movie? Oh, hell no.
No, there's some bad shit.
Birds of Prey.
Ooh, that wasn't great either.
Oh, God. Jesus, that was bad.
It's a contender, though. It's a contender.
Oh,
yeah.
Birds of Prey still takes it.
But again, that's because they've done the mistake that I hated with Fox. They just became too Harley focused, and it's like, Birds of Prey could be fucking awesome, but it's like, let's just see it from Harley's perspective, and you're like, you know what?
There's barely any 80s nostalgia in Wonder Woman 84, says Billy Mount. Now, yeah. AJ, I think you'll agree with me when I say this. You want a woman. You want a movie where you can literally smell the 80s coming off the screen, a modern film? Bumblebee.
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
Oh my God, the 80s vibe in that film.
Yeah. That's the 80s nostalgia film of the modern day. For sure.
Mad, isn't it? To think a Transformer movie.
I can't think of anything else to challenge it. But yeah. Someone probably will drop a film right now and go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, as it currently stands, Bumblebee was the representation.
Mainstream Bumblebee is the one for 80s nostalgia. It's so fucking good. My worst is gonna surprise a lot of people because, as you're gonna see from the poster, it's just like 5-star review, amazing, life-changing, life-altering, breathtaking, brilliant. And I'm looking at it going, snuff. 12 Years a Slave.
I've never seen this.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm apprehensive to watching it.
I do not get the fucking hype of this film. I don't get it. I do not understand I need to watch this film for a third time. Like, maybe this is like my Black Godfather. I don't know.
It sounds like who needs a fairy who needs a fairy godmother when you've got a Black Godfather? But I get where you're going. Yeah,
I don't get it, brother. It's like, I've seen this film. It's like, yeah, the story very, very tragic and sad. You know, a guy who essentially mistaken identity and ends up a slave for 12 years. And I'm like, you're just kind of a serious version of life. And life entertained me more. And like people praising Lupita Nyong'o. Now, I'd like to make my feelings on Lupita Nyong'o very clear. I love Lupita Nyong'o. I think she's awesome. absolutely awesome. Knacker for Black Panther. Bring it on. But why she won an Oscar in this, or was praised for this, she doesn't do anything. She spends the whole movie crying. I mean, I get why she's crying. She's being knocked past the living fuck out of by Michael Fassbender and his white bitches. I get it. There's reason to cry. She's like a cotton picker on a slave plantation. There is reason to cry. I'm not questioning the motivations for crying. I'm just saying the performance is literally just her breaking down in tears constantly. There's not much more to it. And I can tell it's like we go from nice slave owner, bad slave owner, Fassbender's amazing in this, to we're saved. It's like, okay, but you are essentially a snuff movie without the snuff. This is literally torture porn with much little else going on for it. I saw this and I'm like, it's fine. I think it leaves an impression on people because it's so fucking unpleasant to watch in some parts. But just because you're unpleasant doesn't necessarily elevate you to the levels of, I mean, look at this poster. A blistering, brilliant, straight-up classic. No. Sensational, breathtaking, unforgettable. Again, my opinion. No.
It would be quite interesting. And I know last time it was people that you ended up agreeing with. But do you remember like Hippopotamus, where it was like all these reviews, but you may not necessarily agree with it? It feels kind of like this. It's like, who actually wrote these reviews? Like,
I like Hippopotamus.
Listen, we will differ on them. We'll agree to disagree. You know,
that's fine. You have your opinion. I have mine.
Shots fired again.
Francis, I'm possibly thinking of the actor Steve McQueen. I'm not gonna lie. When I heard Steve McQueen directing, I was like, "The fuck!"
I remember that. I remember this when it came out. Yeah, and it's really embarrassing because like the rest of my family are really like happy because he's heritage-wise, he's from Grenada, and there's not. I mean, yeah, we got Karani James who done really well in the Olympics, but there's not a lot that you hear about in Grenada. Like there's a Clint Eastwood film with awards. Like I'm proud of Grenada, but it's like, oh wow, Steve McQueen, like the Grenadians won an Oscar, and that's cool. But before that, I'm like, Steve McQueen, huh? What? When was this film made? This guy's been dead for ages.
This is what I'm saying. I thought Steve McQueen was doing a two-part, coming back from the dead and releasing a number one hit. I was like, what the fuck?
I was asking, I was like, when was this? What is this a re-release? What are we talking about? Like the fuck? As he said, a two-part. Like he's just got a catalogue of films that were just waiting there. Like we just released
on the back burner. On the back burner. Ah, you missing Steve? Here's a Steve movie. But yeah, no, I had absolutely no time for this movie. No time for it whatsoever.
You know, it sounds stupid, but based on the fact that there is such a legendary Steve McQueen, wouldn't you have just gone with Stephen McQueen to release as a director's name?
Stephen.
Anything, just let us know the difference.
Or just do something edgy like Aquafina does and just call yourself McQueen.
Yeah.
Rihanna, McQueen. Like, why not?
Yeah. A McQueen movie's coming out. Like, yeah. Just do something, but it was... Anyway. We digress.
That's it.
Okay.
Your one. Well, I know what it is. But go on.
It was. I really didn't want to make it number one.
But in the scope of what you're arguing, it's impossible not to.
Yeah.
Impossible.
And it's kind of like your Halloween story. This was the horse that no one wanted to back.
Death to Ming.
You know what I mean? It was like, okay, you want to make this film. So much so that you couldn't afford to pay an actor. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what. Just give me a share of the royalties if this works out, yeah? And in that decision comes a man who is now
living his best life.
Yeah, he's living his best life off this shit. Because George Lucas had this concept of trying to retell the story of Flash Gordon and creates this little movie called Star Wars: A New Hope. Is it my favorite film that I'm listing on this? Hell no. People know how I feel about A New Hope. But when I look
You're wrong.
Film, listen, it's the time I took it in. The fact I know this more than ever because I appreciate the remake of this film that's known as Episode 7. I therefore know that everyone's like, New Hope. Episode 7 is the remake of episode 1. I love episode 7. I'm like, maybe that's what I need. I just saw it at the wrong time. And too much was spoiled. And
For
I'm not
sure.
going to get into...
For sure.
I'm not going to get into who Ken Kenobi was. Anyway, we move on. Right. But a film that wasn't backed goes on to become the biggest franchise in cinema. There are multiple films. There are books. There are comic books about this thing. Disney are you were just talking about Patty Jenkins and the fact that she was going to be creating yet another TV series for this thing that wasn't meant to be. This is the little engine that could and has gone on to become the absolute unstoppable locomotive.
It is
Star
unstoppable.
Wars is huge. It's again, if you ask me, and it's the real Star Wars, Star Trek, I will call it Star Trek. Not that they have to be compared, but that's a common thing that people get into.
Star Trek's been around a lot longer than Star Wars has.
Listen, it is what it is, whichever way you look at it. But, and I mean, the TV series are still running. They're still making Star Trek.
I've heard the Star Trek new series is meant to be quite good.
It all depends what you digest, though. You know, it's a weird one. I've not watched
I like
it.
JJ's movies, though.
Carry on.
I like JJ's movies. So...
Yeah, there you are. So, you know, it can be told in a different way. But when I looked at third films, and I'm talking about the impact, bigger than what's built, Jaws could have been given or take. I don't think I could have done this when it came to Star Wars. And I had Star Wars higher up because I'm like, where it is. And I'm like, but if we're going to talk about the impact of a third film from a director, we just talked about how fucking Patty Jenkins buried herself with her third film. The results of Star Wars are unchallengeable, really. And that's why I done it.
Listen, in the scope of what you're arguing, which is literally what this top 10 is, the top 10 third movie from a director, nothing is going to beat this. You can't. It's the single biggest icon needle mover movie ever. You have Republic Productions here just in time. Star Wars number 1.
It was. There you go.
You can't argue it. My number 1, though, AJ, was the punt from earlier. Just this movie as a modern movie, as one of my favorite movies of the 21st century, has made such an impact on me because it introduced me to Frances McDormand, which I know is fucking crazy to say. Reintroduced me to Frances McDormand, which I know is such a crazy thing to say. But you see this, and then you just go, like I did with Ryan Gosling, you just go on a binge-a-thon. It's like, okay, this was good.
I love your Ryan Gosling. Like, if you got 001 can confirm this. Like, Ryan Gosling was the enemy to Nico. Like, fuck this guy. I don't want to know what he's about. Now you're like, it's a Gosling film. It's cool. It's cool. But yeah.
So sorry, I've just got to deal with the baby text here. Sorry.
Okay. So I'm not going to hate on the film. I remember you telling me about the film, and I'm not going to say you overhyped it. I'm not going to say you overhyped
the film I'm about to mention, my number 1, which is 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Oh, this fucking film.
It's a great film.
God, it's so good.
It's a great film. I think, and I'm listen, it's expectation. I don't know if I was expecting to have heard something based on the way you sold it to me that didn't arrive. It's not to say I found the film shit. I absolutely enjoyed the journey.
Well, it's your number 4. You definitely didn't find it shit.
Yeah, it was just something that it's something that's just missing. That I can't remember what it was that you told me that I thought was going to happen. I was like, oh, it didn't. Oh, okay. Was that moment
that ending, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I loved about it. It leaves you. It's an Inception moment. It's like, what does she do? What does she do? And the movie has built this character in such a way, both answers are actually plausible. And that's, I think, the genius of it. It's not even.
I think the ending left me a bit open-ended, but there was something in the middle that I just thought there was more. Sounds weird. More with the billboards than as a reaction to what she done with the billboards. I think that's what threw me off slightly with the film. It sounds weird, but I was expecting to see this continuous battle. But what happens as a battle is perfect.
We say it for a third time. Here's a hat trick. Oh, fuck the police.
Exactly. Surprise. Surprise, surprise. Quelle surprise. Do you know what? For horror, top 10 police movies.
Martyr. But yo, man, look, this movie it's. You say it's overhyped, but then I saw
No,
Roomba.
not overhyped. Not overhyped. What was sold to me, I misunderstood, and because I didn't see it in the film, I was anticipating something, and it didn't come. I just misunderstood what you sold to me.
Okay,
Not
fair enough.
with shit. That's what I'm saying. There was something with the billboards I thought was going to happen. Like, it's more of a reaction to what she done with the billboards in the initial part and the fallout, as opposed to I thought there was this constant saga. I can't explain it in a weird way of what I thought was going to happen. Like, she exposes the police, but I thought it was they get rid of it, she comes back again with it. I for some reason I thought this was this unrelenting battle to it.
This, I have to say, is the movie that made me really sit down and say, I'll listen to the argument. We're doing the who's better now. Meryl Streep or Frances McDormand? I prefer Frances. While acknowledging Meryl is possibly the GOAT next to Daniel Day-Lewis, I prefer Frances McDormand.
I need to see more to be able to enter that argument. Just fact being fact.
Do you know what, mate? Director Martin McDonough. You know what his two previous movies are? Seven Psychopaths and In Bruges.
Which is the one I still need to see.
Oh, fuck, you will love In Bruges. Bro, trust me.
I know it's on Netflix. It's just around the corner.
That's one you have got to. That is so you. That is literally Colin Farrell and fucking. Why am I blanking on his name? No. Come on, redhead, in Braveheart.
I'm gonna have to Google it because.
No, don't fucking tell me. This is gonna kill me. No one in the. I'm not looking at the chat. This is gonna kill me. Brendan Gleeson. Oh
yeah.
It's literally Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell doing Guy Ritchie snatch language in beautiful Belgium. It's gold, mate.
Nice.
Two assassins go on a holiday in Belgium. It's fucking gold. Like it is such an AJ movie. I can't tell you. Hey, it's already got me there. Brendan Gleeson, thank you. Got you. Ha ha ha. Yeah. But yeah, In Bruges, Seven Psychopaths, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. That's not a bad little fucking filmography to have, is it?
No.
And as Gavin Mann says right here, preached from the Gospel of Martin McDonough, Banshee of Inisherin incoming next month, Gleeson and Farrell back on screen together again, and I cannot fucking wait for that.
Nice.
I cannot wait for that. And Republic Productions saying, you guys ever seen any Alfred Hitchcock films? You should listen to the podcast regularly, my bro. You should do a Gavin Mann and Platinum Us. We do Alfred Hitchcock here. We like Alfred Hitchcock a lot.
Do it before we hit 200, bro.
Favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie? Rear Window for me.
I still need to see that one.
Oh, Rear Window's good.
I still need to see that one.
So yeah, that's our top 10s, guys.
So here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. There was a part when I also realized that Green Mile, and I mean Green Mile just made it last week as well. And I was going to be like, do we play the game of Star Wars, Green Mile, Jaws, and something else?
No, because I'll tell you right now what will win.
Yeah, I know. That was the thing. And I was like, I don't want to play that game again let's put the Grandmasters into it. I tried to be diverse. So, here we go.
Let's do the Rushmore.
Indeed.
I'm listening. You said you were ready. Don't do a Leon on me now.
What do you mean I said I was ready?
You said, here we go.
Ready. I'm ready to debate. I'm just getting the lines.
Oh, you're ready to debate. I thought you were doing a Leon on me and being like, yo.
Well, that's an interesting topic. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. That's really easy. It's an obvious number. Well, when you think about it.
It's good that he doesn't watch or listen to this.
Today's
shut up.
Today's the day he tunes in. Look, I have no argument. 3 Billboards is on our top 4s. So, yeah.
3 Billboards?
Fuck you. Do you know what? Take number 2 as well. In the Name of the Father. Like, it's a banging film.
Okay, thank you. Now, I'm apprehensive because there's a space on here for Blade Runner, but if we put it on, it's going to fucking demolish everything. It's one of the... Blade Runner's a deleted movie.
It's one of those, it's like you put aliens in there. I don't want to
Put aliens, you put Blade Runner, you put... I mean, you could do a Clash of the Titans, but Star Wars will still win. You could do Aliens, Blade Runner, Jaws, and Star Wars if you wanted to do the obvious stuff.
Do you know what we could do, even though it was a joint number? Jackie Brown.
I love this from Francis. With AJ dramatic pause.
Do you know why my dramatic pause is there? Because I'm writing, I'm listening, and I'm also looking at the posters.
Here's one which I think appeals to people, but it doesn't go down too popular street. How about Jackie Brown and Looper?
I was literally saying Jackie Brown.
I know you did. How about Jackie Brown and Looper? Or maybe Halloween.
Or in a weird world, how about There's Something About Mary?
Are you taking the piss?
Well, we're trying to look at diverse, aren't we? A comedy is what I was kind of looking at. I mean, we could do Looper.
Oh, snap. We forgot to ask people. Guys, while we're debating, what's your Rushmores, please? Your 4s and 10s. Let us know now. Fuck, completely forgot to ask. What are your...
This helps also, break down. It depends how much research people have actually done.
What are your Rushmore third movie from a director?
So
Mixed Memorabilia, Francis. Come on, let's hear it.
Is I've not seen Mean Streets. Why I couldn't bring it up.
Good, not great. Gavin Mann's got a top 10. Okay. White Men Can't Jump. We need to do... Oh, fuck!
Do you know, and I've not seen the film, but I thought it seems a bit too close to home for the actor in that film at the moment.
Oh, real talk, completely. But what a film. We need to talk about... Fuck, I'm angry. I forgot that. I love that film. We need to talk about Kevin. Awakenings, In the Name of the Father. I'll Go Fuck Yourself. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Land of Mine, Run Lola Run, Die Hard, and Gavin. Hot Fuzz is your one.
I really wish I could... Hot Fuzz, the Cornetto trilogy or whatever it is, and Will Ferrell, stuff that I really wish I could understand what people get a passion.
I don't see the passion in Edgar Wright. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Again, here's another person I'm not the biggest fan of. Do the Right Thing. Spike Lee has never really been my jam.
Fuck? You've seen Black Klansman, no?
No, that's actually still to be seen. But okay, even if we took that, even if that was the exception and not the rule, how many Spike Lee films are you going to be like, they really are your shit?
Inside Man.
Yeah. I didn't even know that.
Malcolm X.
Okay, so do you know what it is? Some of the bigger ones that people always like. I just didn't ring to me, but I'm just going to keep quiet now. But
I love it when AJ's like, "Tell me a movie." I'm like, "Here's a movie." AJ plays the game. AJ's like that frat boy says, "Name any movie ever."
Pedro says Blade Runner.
Go.
Zoolander, no, never. Sorry. Aliens, Jackie Brown. Magnolia, Die Hard, Halloween, Jules and Jim, In the Name of the Father, for a few. Very good list. Very good list.
Francis Lalonde is making an interesting point here. If not including Jaws or Star Wars, Halloween shouldn't be included either. Huge
I agree.
Fan base.
I agree.
So how about Jackie Brown and Looper to round off the Rushmore? The Frozen Yogurt Trilogy.
If you know how much of a shit day that was. But yeah, I do like that. Yeah.
Pedro, I'm with you, bro. Spike Lee's got a great filmography. I completely agree with you. I think Spike Lee's amazing.
I was a big fan of, and there was another one I was like, I don't want to call him the Black Woody Allen, but like, yeah.
Oh, behave.
I need to go back for it.
Gavin, man, Nico, no Inside Out. I didn't realize it was the third movie, Gavin.
Joint Security Area.
Ask some Mixed Memorabilia. AJ, have you watched Joint Security Area?
I've not even heard of it. I'm going to look for it now. Or I'm going to add it to the the to see list.
Now,
Right.
Francis, this comment you've put here, want anything from the shop, Froger? You've actually now given me some fire that every time we meet up for our once a month with myself, AJ, and the other boys who watch the wrestling, we always go and get a snack at the shop, and everyone's always like, do you want anything? The banter shall now reign.
No,
Snog. I'd like a snog, AJ.
that's different, because even if you did do that, it's now within the remit that everyone might want to order it, and it's there. It's too late to.
Read it out.
Damien, you remain undefeated. The Frozen Yogurt Trilogy, Aladdin London franchise. I have nothing to say because I thought Aladdin London who was human. Stage 1.
Brilliant. Yeah, stage 1 denial, as in you were in complete denial that it wasn't going to happen. Too fucking right, stage 1. Look, are you happy to wrap this up on the 4 where, Ryan and Quentin?
Yeah, do you know what? I can't really see much else. Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official movie Mount Rushmore of third movies from a director in no particular order is.
Can't bang the table. My daughter's sleeping.
So, hey, free billboards beyond Ebbing, Missouri.
Our second entry is.
In the Name of the Father.
Our third entry is.
Jackie Brown.
Our final entry into the movie Mount Rushmore of third movies from a director is.
Looper. Nice. Pedro came in harsh. Do you guys have a Looper hater here in the audience? That film was trash.
Oh dear, Pedro.
I can appreciate not liking it because I can see parts where you may not appreciate it, but to go with trash, bit harsh. Francis
I'm with
said,
Nico Water Bottle Drum.
Water Bottle Drum. It's a nice one. And I really need to see this Joint Security Area, which is the third film by
Park Chan-wook.
Yeah. And it's available on Amazon Prime for free. I wonder if that's free with
Is it
adverts.
actually?
That's one of those troubling areas.
Were we not planning Korean films at some point?
We did. And if we're honest, it was meant to be like around June because it was meant to be around the quarter, but it didn't happen. And I'm not to say happy with it, but I've not been able to fulfill my commitment to that. So I'm happy it's not come
Fair
up.
enough. And it's called what? Sorry, this Park Chan-wook film?
I
Joint
was about
Security.
to say Frozen Yogurt Trilogy. Joint Security.
Yeah, it is. No shit. Free with ads, though. Hate it when they do that shit.
It's so annoying. I'm scared that that's what they're going to do with the Unbearable Weight of Mass and Talent. It says free, and I'm like, free scares me with Amazon because this advert thing is fucking disgusting. I'm paying you membership, motherfucker. How dare you? How dare you?
Pay more if you don't want the ads.
Yeah.
That model is coming to Netflix,
Yeah,
and you
Gavin
can be
confirmed
guaranteed it's going to come to Disney Plus.
Awesome. Yes.
Next-
Francis Arts at Silver Screen Dudes. Next week's topic plus listening platform list. The list is coming, Francis. So are we doing the one that's been
podcast platforms this? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's where I read it out and say tuna instead of tuna.
Yeah.
Are we at that point where it's meant to be that landmark episode, or are we allowed to go back to the one that's been shelved twice?
Let me check.
Or reserved twice?
Yeah, very good, AJ.
Well, no, it's a Gavin joke, not mine. All credits to 001 for that.
This was episode 198.
Cool.
So
here's the thing.
we can do
Before
hotel,
we
and then it's the big one.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm pretty okay with doing hotel. It's been pushed out there quite a bit. Would you guys like hotel? Or before we celebrate our 200th episode, is there something you guys would like to see us do?
Oh
within
wow, you're
reason.
really fucking throwing us right under the bus.
I'm
there.
going really brave here. I'm going really brave here. Just don't put up Korean movies.
Please don't do anything that's going to be too hard, guys. Like with the week I've got, AJ, did you really just do this to me?
You know what? Screw it. Gavin's confirmed it. The hotel's bloody full now. So you know what? Let's get the guest out of the hotel. It's top 10 hotel movies.
It is. It's top 10 hotel movies.
Yeah.
All by the
DVD.
DVD. Well, I've got something very interesting to tell you guys. So basically the home which we're trying to buy at the moment, as and when this fucking thing does happen, I'm going to have my recording studio, which is just going to be the garage transformed into a recording studio. But I'm also going to have my editing suite, which is just going to be for like when I finish recording and I'm doing my editing, which is kind of where I am right now in my apartment, right? So this is going to be transferred with Megadesk. I can't wait to show you Megadesk, AJ. Megadesk is good. But I'm going to have my editing suite, which is going to be in the third small bedroom. And mixed memorabilia, you'll be happy for this. My entire wall behind me will be a wall of DVDs.
Good on you, bro. Good on you.
Because I still believe in physical media.
It's what kicked off my passion for collection. It was the DVD collection. I don't blame you. Do it. I just found more accessible.
Fucking right, I'm doing it. Anne is the one who actually came up with the idea. She said, well, why don't you do that with all your DVDs? Oh, I found out something really fucking charming the other day. So my stepfather took it upon himself to just give to charity about 4,000 of my DVDs. Without asking me. Didn't sell. Not a car boot. Gave away. I know how many DVDs I owned. I don't own as many anymore.
It sounds like such a bastard thing to say from me, but I really wish people wouldn't interfere with other people's shit. Like legit, and I'm not. I say this literally for my entire family, who may be listening. After the Batmobile, which I've still not forgiven you for, do not give away my shit until I'm dead. Even if you think he will never touch that, I'm coming back for it. Yeah, it's just the real. That's the way I actually believe on this stuff. It was just collecting dust, yes, but it was collecting my dust as far as I'm concerned. Like, bro, my pain for you. That actually
4,000 DVDs, and I know they are 4,000 because I numbered them, labeled them, boxed them, and put on the boxes how many were in there. And you know when you've been through a process that arduous, shit stays in your brain of what the number is.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm not just pulling a random number. I knew for a fact it was close to 4,000 DVDs given away.
Thank you, Francis. I'm with
my shit.
Hands off. Perfect. And here's an interesting one, because Gavin, first of all, well, I suppose you're in Scotland. I could have cried when I was in HMV the other week when I thought I could easily find what I was looking for. Nope. Sad how much it has changed now. It's
Can you
hard.
not get DVDs at HMV anymore?
But I'm just guessing, bro. Even if you could, I know what HMV was and what HMV is like.
£10 for 3 DVDs. Woo!
That Blockbuster and CEX are my like trifecta of my collection. They were just gold to be able to go.
Fuck CEX with the Fire of 1,000 Suns. Those scalping
No. For games, they can fuck off. For films, they're about a quid each.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But for games, they can kiss my furry beanbag.
The whole PS5 saga, they're
exactly. Deads to me for that.
Well, guys, thank you very much.
Given away to a library release. No, Pedro. Charity. Just a charity shop.
Yeah.
Disgusted. Hurt.
Heartbreaking. Oh, right.
Tell you what's fucked up. This, you're going to feel the pain. My original box set of the Carry On movies that my great-grandmother got for me.
No.
Yep. My great-grandmother got me that before she died. That one hurt. Really hurt.
Ben says, and this is one thing that I know has happened to too many family members, happened to his record collection. The amount of people who have given away vinyls as if it was nothing, and vinyl has made such a comeback. It's absolutely disgusting and heartbreaking. And yes, Francis, top 10 hotel flicks next week.
Top 10 movies, is it? Yeah, top 10 movies set in a hotel. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that yeah, a bit of a bummer to end on, really. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no way to like pick up the slack on that one. Well, do you know what?
It is.
Just to go into it, because Francis so kindly requested it. If you are listening on pod, on VOD or Live Squad, and you want to increase the Silver Screen Dudes pod squad family, and they're like, but you're telling me to listen to the podcast? Where is the podcast? Well, guess what? We are absolutely everywhere. Where is everywhere? Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, TuneIn, Stitcher, Geo7, and just search for Movie Mount Rushmore. That is the one. And once again, guys, we have those 4 films. It's over to you to find the best of the best of the best of the best with honors. El Capitan, El Numero Uno, and to quote Highlander, there can be only one in the end. Head on over to at Movie MT Rushmore, but more importantly, the guy that we're retweeting, JT from We Love Movies at Movie Pulse for you. Yes, thank you, Den. Tell 5 people about Silver Screen Dudes. Every 5th person that you are, tell another 5, and just every person, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Come and join us for a live show. And if you like us, then you can do all of the good stuff. But come and see if we're for you. You may
it's so mad how many people have just tuned in. It's the weird stuff that you've got family and friends who tune in and go, I actually really enjoyed that. That's what we're here for, guys. It's just take a chance on the dudes.
And it's to all of our Pod Squad members too who can't join us live sometimes anymore. Chris Trengrove, Andy Hart, Saint Jackie G, Frank Torres. Where's Frank gone? Like, guys, I know you're listening on pod. We love you. We're sending love out to all of our Pod Squad. We feel you. We're all one big film family here. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m.
See ya.
See ya.